Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door, loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the bug with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. This is the Two Dum Yinzers. This is episode 959, and this is, guys, Cinco de Mayo. As you can tell by my opening there, if you couldn't figure out what that was, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the show, episode 959 today. Great to see everybody. A lot's going on, and I got to be honest with you, Mike. There's not often. Listen, in life, every once in a while, you get these incidences. You're watching the news, and like all the planets are going to line up, or something is just really rare. Mike, however, this is one of my favorite rarities. Whenever they have Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday all fall in on the same day, Mike, it's amazing. I love this. One of my favorite holidays. I'm going to be honest with you. I do love Cinco de Mayo. I do love Mexican food. I will be celebrating, if you will, today. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, a little under the weather. Excuse me. Yeah, a little sick. Had to call off work today. Not too happy about that. But I'm here, and I'm hoping you boys in the board, and everyone will cheer me up because I need it.
Well, I tell you what, Mike, it's Cinco de Mayo. Nobody's ever down on Cinco de Mayo. So whatever we got to do, we'll do today to make it up, to make sure you have a great day. Sucks that you had to miss work, but here we are. Welcome back to the show, guys. Again, episode 959, just 40 shows away from the big 1,000 coming up this summer. We can't wait. Lots of big things coming down the pike for the Two Dum Yinzers. Lots going on. Not really lots going on, but things going on today. We're going to get into a lot. It seems like the quarterbacks seem to be the theme, Mike, of this team right now. We'll get into a little bit about that. We'll talk about somebody that just got cut. Nobody big, so don't get too worried. We have a lot to get into today. However, before we do start, I do have a few things that I want to say, Mike. I think just for the holiday, if you will, we've been talking on the show a little bit about having something special for whenever somebody does leave a super chat. Mike, I think if somebody leaves a super chat today for Cinco de Mayo, this will be the alert. So there you go. It's I promised to make it a little bit better than what it was. Before we had no alert, and I gotta be honest, like I'm watching these other shows, I'm like, everybody has an alert. What are we doing? We don't have an alert. So if we do get a super chat today, it will be accompanied by this sound here. Yeah.
At first, I thought that was Cody's intro music.
Well, I did too. That's why I grabbed it. But this day is not only big for Cody, which it is, but it's also big. And I didn't really want to get into this whole conversation until Tyrone got in the house, Mike, because not only does Cody celebrate Cinco de Mayo, but also so does Tyrone. Tyrone, guys, big day for him as well. And I do want to say we did get our first super chat, Mike. Let's go right to it, shall we?
Let's go right to it.
And you know what? I got to be honest. It's nobody other than Tortilla, who, you know what, how more fitting than Ocho Cinco de Mayo than have Tortilla Jackson on the super chat. Always thankful for you, Tortilla, and anybody else. He says this. I don't even know what it says, but I'm going to try it. All right. He says, my Lamo Tortilla. I'm guessing my name is Tortilla. That is a shot in the dark, though. Mike, what do you think?
You were close. Mi llamo Tortilla. Mi llamo.
What does that mean? I don't care.
My name is Tortilla. You got that? Yeah.
I'm American, so it doesn't matter if I'm saying it right.
I'm just happy that
I have accent.
I'm just happy that Tortilla actually knew how to spell tortilla this time.
Yeah, me too. He says close enough. Tortilla, always thankful. And again, you know that will go to the right things, guys. It will go right back into the show. But thank you again, Tortilla, for the super chat. And we have a system today, Mike. So this is what we're going to do. Also, I do want to say happy Cinco de Mayo to all of our Mexican friend. Cody will be here today. We'll talk to him, Mike. And when he does, I have something a little special for him as well. I don't know about you, but that makes me want to put a weight bench right in my front yard, right in the front yard. It makes me want to do bench presses. But you know what, Mike? Enough of the funny business. It's time to get on to it today. Lots of things going on. I want to say there's a lot of Spanish-speaking messages coming through the board, and I don't know Spanish, so have fun with that. I'll try my best. But welcome back, everybody. Today, glad to see you all on the terrible board. Great day. Cody is in the house. Cody.
It makes me want to do yard work.
I am going out and planting some shrubs after the show, Mike. So I don't know if it's the music. I don't know what it is, but I will be going out and working on some landscaping after the show. I'm feeling the sudden urge to landscape. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Welcome back to the show. 9:59, guys. Mike, I talked a little bit yesterday before we do get started about getting a gig, throwing out the first pitch of the Pirate game. And I listen, I got an idea. Now, you recall last week I was complaining a little bit that they had the Punxsutawney Phil.
Yeah.
Of course, the groundhog that pops his stupid head up every year on February 2nd, and it allows us to know if it's going to be soon spring or not. Mike, I have a plan. What they did was they wheeled that stupid groundhog out in its container. And the people that the handlers, they actually got to go out and throw out the first pitch, while the baseball players fed bananas to that dumb groundhog. So here's my plan, Mike. If we could pull this off, listen, it would be legendary. I'm talking about next level shit. We put Derpy in a container like that dumb groundhog, and we wheel him out there, right? Like he's the groundhog, but he has no shirt on. And he's in there. You know how they're always got their noses real close to the ground like this? Well, if Derpy and they're doing that the whole time, he won't talk. He'll be like a mute. And we'll come out in some of those tuxedo T-shirts. You know, those really those really nice ones you get at Walmart. We'll wear a couple of those tuxedo T-shirts, and we will wheel Derpy out, and we'll have the players feeding him bananas. And we'll go out and throw the first pitch. And listen, if that's not cool with the Pirates, and F you, because again, you let a stupid groundhog be your first pitch, Mike. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to go out and do this again. We'll wheel them right out. We'll just put them on a dolly or something like this, and again, the Pirates, they'll feed them bananas while we do this, throw out the pitch.
I am 100% on board with this idea. I think we can actually get is Derpy going to be topless?
Yes.
We can lather him in some type of like coconut oil.
Mm,
And put a little top hat on him, and maybe like a little gimp mask too. I think a gimp mask with a top hat would really solidify the look. And if they allow us to do that, I will gladly throw out the first pitch for the Buccos.
I don't know if they're going to allow us to do it, but it's what we're going to do. And again, at the end of the day, if they give us any problems, we're going to be like, bro, you guys, you just wheeled out that stupid groundhog. Why can't we wheel out Derpy? I think it's more entertaining.
I think Derpy might be a little bit more hygienic.
Let me ask you this:
that little rodent.
If you're at the game and you're with your old lady or girlfriend or something, and you're sitting there and they come out and they wheel out a groundhog, or somebody else comes out and wheels out a little fat guy with no shirt, what are you more entertained by?
Little fat guy.
Absolutely. So what I'm saying, if they screw with us, it's going to be some kind of discrimination. I don't care what anybody says. I already feel offended, Mike. But that is the goal. We're going to get in there. We're going to take Derpy. We're going to wheel him out there like a groundhog, and this is the plan. This is what we're going to do.
I'm all for it.
What else we got today? Tacos. Today is Taco Tuesday. Today is Cinco de Mayo. I got to be honest with you, Mike. This is one of my favorite holidays every year, because again. Now, are you not feeling festive? Because, again, I know you're not feeling well, but all this music, I can't help but feel festive.
Like, I feel festive on the inside, but I just, like, it kind of hurts to move a little bit. The body aches. So, like, I am festive on the inside. Like,
you're like an old person.
I am old. I'm old and I'm sick, boys. I'm sorry.
Oh, what else? What else do we got today? I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. And today, every time I read somebody's name, and this is going to be a challenge, but they got to be L. It's got to be L Vegas, L Joe, Yinzer Joe, L Just Learning. So this is going to be my challenge today, is trying to remember to say L.
Oh, God.
Before every single person's message today, guys. So it should be interesting. It should be fun. Sit back, relax, enjoy. Here we go for some Two Dum Yinzers fun. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 959 of the show. Welcome back, Michael. A lot to get into today, but let me just get briefly into what the Pittsburgh Pirates have going on. Mike, they had the day off yesterday, had a little chance to rest after the 3-game sweep over the Reds over the weekend. They'll be back at it tonight at Arizona, a game against the Diamondbacks. Mike, this game starts at 9:40 tonight. Bubba Chandler will be on the hill. The Pirates are looking for 4 in a row. Coming in the next 2 games for the Pirates are Paul Skeens and Mitch Keller. So beware, Arizona. The Buccos are coming. They're on their way. And then we finish up the week with the Giants, Mike, and then head back home next week. So if we get, win more than half of these games out on the West Coast, I think we're still going to be in good shape. But it's nice to be back in the action. Yesterday, everybody else in the division's playing against one another. We had the day off, so some dropping and some raising by default happened. But that's what's going on with the Buccos, Mike. Everything else today is Pittsburgh Steeler time. Mike, Buccos, Arizona Diamondbacks, 9:40. I hate these late starts,
yes,
but I mean, the day's already over before the game even begins, in the sense that, I mean, you're ready to lay down at that point.
Yeah.
But big game tonight, Mike. Buccos 19-16 coming into this one against the D-backs.
I hope when I wake up at 2:30 tonight, I will see a Buccos victory, because I'm not going to stay up for that game. Sorry, Buccos. I love you. I want you to win. But yet you have not invited me and Derpy and Ryan to do the opening pitch. So maybe go Diamondbacks. Just saying.
Well, yeah. Where else better to play on Cinco de Mayo than in Arizona? I guess maybe somewhere in Texas, perhaps, or Southern California. But, Mike, you know what? Playing in Arizona, it has equal meaning in some ways. So Buccos at D-backs tonight in Arizona. A little late night Cinco de Mayo fun for Pittsburgh sports fans. Lots going on the board today. Tyrone, I didn't forget you, my friend. Today is Cinco de Mayo, and whenever Ty is in the house, we always go with this, especially on Cinco de Mayo. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Here we go. Let's get to the board. Christophus, my man, always great seeing Christophus. He says, hey, fellas, what's up, dude? Always great seeing you. Hope things are going good in South Florida. Hope you enjoy your Cinco de Mayo. I know I'm going to call it Ocho Cinco at some point today. I know I already did twice in the first 15 minutes, so just a fair warning. Yeah.
Like that tracks for you. You mess up name. You mess up everything.
Well, and you know what? I already
messed
messed up. I messed up Christopher's name. He was supposed to be El Christophus.
You
So
did too. You know.
you have to give me a little wiggle room today. Again, I don't speak Spanish, so you have to give me wiggle room.
And you barely speak English too.
And I barely. I wouldn't even say I speak English, but there you go. El Christophus, always great to see you, my man. Always great to see El Christophus in South Florida. El Tortilla, what's up, brother? Always great seeing Tortilla on the terrible board. Always great seeing you, sir, all the way from Sacramento, California. I hope you're enjoying your Cinco de Mayo. The original OG, Yinzer Joe on the board. He says, yo, what's up, Yinzers? What's up, baby? What's up, big dog? What's up, Yinzer Joe? Always great seeing you in the house, my man. Welcome to the board. Welcome to the terrible board. I'm just looking here as Somber pops up. He says, I guess I'm Sombrero today. Yes, you are. You're El Sombrero, but we'll go. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with El Sombrero. Let me get to that point. Let's go here to Vegas. He says, my jam, El Vegas. Thank you, sir. We love it. We appreciate you, and we know that you love it too. I'm glad. Let's go to Dude. Always great seeing Dude on the board. John says this. Good afternoon, fellas. Good afternoon to you, Dude. Great seeing you on this Cinco de Mayo, El Dude. Let's go to back to El Yinzer Joe. El Yinzer Joe says this. Ryan, I was here yesterday, but the vertical stream wouldn't let me interact with you at all. I like this one better. I like this one a lot better, actually. I don't know why that other one gives people problems. It just does. We're still kind of feeling it out, to be honest with you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I don't really know. I would love to easily turn and blame Mike, but it's not his fault. I don't know. It kind of has a mind of its own sometimes. But I do prefer this one as well. Especially it's more, I don't know, it's more talk show formatish. It looks like, we're talking, where the other one, somebody else, it's more Hollywood Squares-ish. We should be looking up at one another and looking down like they do on the Brady Bunch at the beginning, but that's what that makes me feel like. But I prefer this one better. Let's go to right here. Let's go here to El Tortilla Jackson. He says this. He says, I didn't know Nathaniel Hackett was the Cardinals OC. He's the guy Roger loves and got fired in New York. Now I see why people are connecting him to the Cardinals job. It's more than just an open quarterback spot, because things went so well in New York. I can't even imagine why Aaron wouldn't be all over this. But no, that's good news. I didn't know that. Thank you, Tortilla. El Vegas says, I thought a bird flew in the studio. It wouldn't be the first time. El Tortilla says this. I still think if Roger plays, it's for the Steelers. I agree with you. El Vegas says, what, you have COVID-26? Don't say that. Don't even start that.
It feels like I got something, and I don't like it.
Before you know, Mike will be he'll be getting a 2-week curve on his time to heal, and you know how that initial 2 weeks turns out.
2 weeks to 4 weeks to 8 weeks, man. I'm dying over here, but I'm here for everyone.
El Vegas with the thumbs up. Let's go back to El Tortilla. El Tortilla, again, we want to thank you so much, my man. I cannot. There you go. That is going to be the super chat sound today for Cinco de Mayo. Everybody, today, of course, is May 5th. We are celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Let's go to El Tortilla. He says, close enough. Let's go to El Yinzer Joe. El Yinzer Joe says, hey, guys, I'm thinking if more teams would have done what the Rams did during draft visits, keeping them secretive, we may not have the lemon debacle. Interesting. El Cody says this. La dos tontos Yinzers. He says, Mike, you take this next one. Vegas, what does he say? Cahora Escalera?
Que hora es clara.
And what does that mean?
Where something is clara?
Where's the mullet? I think it says, where's your mullet? To Mike, Porque. El Tortilla. Also, El Cody. El Cody says this. He says, maybe you want to do yard work. El Vegas says 7th grade Spanish. And you know what? Somehow, and you're gonna think I'm fucking lying, but I'm not. I somehow got through the whole process of school without taking a language. I was literally like the only kid in my class, and I don't even know how, and I don't know why. I just know when I was graduating, I never took a language. Whatever, but there you go. Let's go to El Cody. El Cody says this. He says, oh, no, we did get that one. Oh, yeah, he says, El Cody says, I'm going to go cut my grass now. L Yinzer Joe says maybe makes me want to jump in the back of a pickup truck at Lowe's or Home Depot. Yinzer Joe, he's really close to taking off the side quarter panels of his car and packing people in there. But yeah, I'm not going to go there. I'm just not going to go there today. It is a day for celebration. Let's move forward. Vegas says, why do I have the urge to go to Home Depot? Let's go here to El Tortillo. El Tortilla says this. He says, I go cow tipping every Cinco de Mayo. Hand John, Hand John, what's up? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Terrible Board. Welcome to Cinco de Mayo. Hand John says this. The rookie numbers are as this. IMAX 71, Jeremy 10, Allar 17, Everett 23, Dunker 67, Weegan 21, Nowakowski 37, Rubio 98, RSJ 39, and Eli Navy 29. Thank you for that, El Hanjon. Let's go to El Vegas. He says Derpy is built like whatever you put him into.
He's rather malleable.
He's what?
Rather malleable.
Yes, he is. Let's go to El Vegas. El Vegas has great info, Juan. Tortilla. El Tortilla says Coco Derpy. Coco Derpy. El Yinzer Joe, he says Derpy doesn't show up because you guys think he's a cow and you're going to go cow tipping. I don't know. Listen, what am I missing? I didn't know that cow tipping was a Cinco de Mayo thing, but I'm learning today. Like, what is this connection with the cow tipping? I like it.
I don't understand that because where I lived in Ohio, there's some farmlands out on the outskirts of the town and the county. You go out there cow tipping just a random fucking Wednesday. Yeah. It was never on Cinco de Mayo. So we're learning something new here today about what they do out west on Cinco de Mayo.
This is why we celebrate Cinco de Mayo, Mike. I'm all about bringing people together. And when we bring people together, Mike, we celebrate by some of the same music. So for today, again, when the super chat does come up, this will be a super chat comes along. That will be the indicator today for Cinco de Mayo. So everybody, glad to see you today. Let's get into it. Steeler time, Pittsburgh. Let's grab a couple more. Let me grab El Vegas real quick. He says Derpy King. Derpy King is what he's saying, Mike. Let's try this. Derpy King. I figured I don't have to write as much as if I use more sound effects during the show. It's really working for me. Let's go to El Cody. El Cody said it would take more than just you to wheel out Derpy. Might also need Finch, RB, Chop, Somber, Tyrone, Vegas, Rimsey, Tortilla. You're probably 100% right.
You need the whole fucking gang to get that going.
You really do. Let's go to El Vegas. El Vegas says this: white men being discriminated against is the biggest issue in USA today. We got problems. There's no two ways about that. There's no two ways about that. El Tortilla says this: nah, man, I don't. No, man, I don't tip the big ones. Yinzer Joe. I do want to say welcome to Just Learning. Just Learning in the house. What's up? Just Learning. El Vegas says, don't tell us what you do to the big ones. Don't tell us what you do to the big ones.
I want to know what the Tortilla does to the big ones.
You never know, Tortilla. Tortilla and Cody, they get involved with shit. You got to watch these guys. Let's go here to El Tortilla. He says, El Tyrone, Just Learning, says, El Jeep, Just Learning, LOL. 007, great seeing you on a terrible board. Welcome to you as well. L007, he says, what do you think of the Steelers 2026 undrafted free agents? Anybody stand out to you? Not necessarily. We'll talk about that here shortly. El Ty, we said what's up to him. Also, El Tortilla, he says, what? Somber says, I guess I'm Sombrero. You were El Sombrero today. RB says, I was to be lost RB. What's up, our man RB on the board? Always great seeing RB in the house. Let's go to El Just Learning. Beers for the Jodios. The Jodios. What's the Jodios, Mike?
I have no idea.
You're just as bad as the Spanish thing as I am.
I last took a Spanish class in college, and that was 22 years ago.
And you know what? I have never taken one in my life. But anyway, let's continue on. I'm as good as you. I'm just saying, so far it appears that way. Let's go to here where dude says this. Dude says Diamondbacks are nemesis. Pirates 77 wins, 107 losses.
Ooh,
That sounds like
damn.
basically everybody in the majors, but we'll go with that. We'll go with that today. We do play the Diamondbacks again on Cinco de Mayo in Arizona. Listen, I'm just saying. Sometimes the stars line up like Taco Tuesday, Cinco de Mayo, Pirates playing in Arizona. Some things just happen. I mean, we could be playing in Minnesota, but we're not. We're just not. Let's go to listen. El Tater's on the board, Mike. El Tater, I want to welcome El Tater. Let me give him his appropriate flowers, Mike. I want to say what's up to him right here with who am I looking for? Tater. There we go. There you go. Welcome to El Tater. Welcome to the show. Just Learning says El Loser Brown. El Caca All Massage. Let's go here to Vegas. El Vegas, he says Spanish wasn't invented yet when you were young. You know what? It probably wasn't. But I don't know what they do nowadays, but we had literally two languages in my high school. We had Spanish and French. I know now people have German and Russian and Hebrew and all kind of stuff. But somehow I managed to sneak by all of it somehow. And it wasn't by purpose, Mike. It was again, I was grabbing my diploma and I thought, shit, I never even took a language.
Yeah, we had Spanish, French, or Latin. We're the three.
El Tater says, has Grandpa called Grandpa yet? Let's go here to Tyrone. He says, El Tyrone says, where Mark at this clown ass dude just said Everett JPJ replacement sounds dumb as fuck. JPJ will get more than 27 million a year. Mark my words, he says. Christine. Is there a more a female name, Mike? Is there? What is it?
La
Christine. La Christine. Great seeing La Christine go black and gold on the terrible board. She says they made us take 2 years of Spanish and all kind of stuff. And por favor, I do recognize that at the end of it. Donde Albano, por favor, all I remember. Yeah. Welcome back. Welcome to the show. Great to see. What is it? What's the female? La Christine. Let's see. Let's go right here. Tyrone. El Tyrone. El Tyrone says, gee, we should have put your ass in the Matrix with that stupid comment. I think he's probably going, was that Mark? Was Mark even in here? What did I miss? Yeah, maybe he is. I don't know.
I would see Mark.
Just Learning. Is it coming over from the other feed? Maybe?
No, because we see them all. It could be someone else he's making fun of.
Let's go right here to El Shino Massage. That is at El Just Learning. El Tai says, hey, Christine. La Christine says, cow tipping, that's just mean. I grew up on a cattle farm. I love my cow. Yeah, I never got that. I never really got the understanding of the cow tipping, but it sounds fun. However, I don't know any cows personally. You know, like La Christine is saying, she's had cows and she's so for me there's no connection. I'm not saying I would tip cows. I'm saying I just don't understand that. I don't know what the thing is, but I'm not against it because again, I don't know any cows. I'm sure if I did, it would be different. Let's go to La Lindsay. Always great seeing La Lindsay on the terrible board. Welcome on this Cinco de Mayo. Great to see you, La Lindsay, as we are just 2 weeks away, Mike. We have all kind of things coming up in here in about 2 weeks for the Steelers. A lot going on. And, of course, the rookie camp is this Friday through Sunday. That's coming up, guys. I know that I'm certainly excited just to get things rolling, moving in the right direction. Somber El Somber says this, Tango Elegato and Los Pantaloons. Pantaloons. I definitely understand what a pantaloon is, Mike. I'd like to see you running around in some pantaloons. I think that would be funny.
I caught like something like the cat in the pants is what he's saying, I believe.
Yeah. I'm just thinking you should wear pantaloons. You could look like Gallagher. Let's do scoot along here. Let's go to John. Dude says this. That's El Derpy. Ty says, well. La Lindsay. El Tortilla says you got to touch the cow before the cow touches you. Lindsay says tequila today. That's right, baby. It's tequila. It's tacos. It's everything Mexican. Pull that weight bench out. Get it in your front yard. It's all about today. If you don't get it out today, nobody's going to be accepting of it the rest of the week.
I so wanted some margaritas today, but I can't. Just down, bad, sick. Just thinking about it is making me ill, and I hate that. I wish I could have some tequila. I wish I could have some margaritas. Wish I could make some badass fucking tacos and fajitas today, but it just ain't happening.
So you're one of these guys I thought they would say, "Oh, I don't feel good. Let's drink some alcohol." You just got that vibe.
No, I'm too old for that. Like, maybe about like 10, 15 years ago, I would have been down for that, but now at 45, no. That's a young man's game. I can't do that shit no more.
Let's do Scoot. El Cody. El Cody says probably Pirates probably don't want you guys to throw out the first pitch because they know Mike's a cheetah.
Hey, I gave a formal apology on the show. I even personally apologize to you, Cody. Okay, so take that cheetah shit and shove it up your backside, young man.
He's only listen. He's only taking after his hero, Mike Eddie Guerrero. You learned from Eddie because
I did. Lie, cheat, steal, win, man. He's a fucking national goddamn hero.
All right, there you go. Let's see. Let's go to La Christine. La Christine says this: "Who's drinking tequila with me tonight?" I mean, you're near Louisville. We wish we could, but you're over by the Kentucky Derby, which I did want to say, Christine, I did follow, and I did see Golden Tempo. Golden Tempo won the other day over the weekend. However, if we were a bit closer, we'd definitely enjoy that with you. Also, Lindsay is saying, let's screw it up here to Lil Lindsay. I'm definitely drinking. Look, Mike, all the girls are drinking. Look at you. You're just, I'm so sick. I just don't feel good.
You know what? Fine. You know what? Fine. Fuck it. I'll drink a little margarita tonight.
All right. Now we're talking. Now we have stories for the rest of the week. Claude, I do want to say welcome to the show. Welcome to the board, to the terrible board. El Claude says, I will, Christine. El Claude is going to be drinking tonight, even Mike. So El Claude, the girls. So we'll get you a report on that tomorrow, everybody. El Tyrone says, hey, Claude, welcome. El Tortilla says, the big ones tip the little ones with us. Pause. La Christine says, hell yeah, Claude, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go here to El Cody says, national tour today, go to the bar and bring the big ones home, fellas. Get your best wife beater on, get in the low rider, get your fuzzy dice and get down to the bar. Mike, let's get into some Steeler talk. This is where we be. Let me start right here by saying, what do I want to say? I know what I want to say. Mike, the Steelers, what did they do? The Steelers signed tight end Jaheim Bell to a one-year deal on Monday. Mike, he was a 7th rounder in the 2024 draft. Do we have enough tight ends for you? I know that this was a big conversation earlier on, Mike, was we don't have enough tight ends now, which is crazy because we had an abundance last year, Mike, but now we have ample tight ends. Our tight end room looks like this. Darnell Washington, Pat Freiermuth, Lake McCree, Jaheim Bell, and also Shimon Mateer, Mike. And I do want to say for his name, Shimon. There you go, Shimon.
I love it.
Look, guys, so there you go. We have five tight ends right now on the roster. Are you a little bit more comfortable? I know that you were worked up. You thought, what are we going to do? We don't have all these tight ends now because we used them all so greatly before in the past, Mike, but we do now have 5 tight ends on our roster. Obviously, not all 5 tight ends are going to make it to the team, but, another addition here, Mike, we do have 5 sitting around.
Yeah, we have 5 sitting around. I anticipate, obviously, Petty Fry, Mount Washington are 1 and 2. I can see Jaheim Bell sneaking in as the number 3 tight end. Then you got Galbraith, Shimon McGee fighting out for at least 1, maybe 2 spots on the practice squad. And, Nowakowski, Nowakowski, he's listed as tight end / fullback. So he's going to be the fullback. But I think 3 make the active roster. Maybe 4 make the 53-man roster, and only 3 dress on game day. Jaheim Bell, I was I was impressed with his athletic ability a few years ago when he was coming out in the draft. So I was excited, when we saw him, cool. I like what this guy can bring to the offense. I don't think he's going to do a whole hell of a lot, but as a number 3 tight end, I think he makes the roster there. And the other guys, like I said, they're battling out for that for some practice squad opportunities.
Let me do, Mike. I have to fast forward just ahead. I do want to say thank you so much to Christine, Mike, Christine, with the super chat on this wonderful episode, Cinco de Mayo. She says, I put $7 on Golden Tempo, won $179. That's fantastic. Good for you. Congratulations.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Christine. I will certainly go back into the show. I love this Cinco de Mayo. That's why didn't they only get a day? Come on. What? Listen, we're really screwing people over. You get black people a month, they should have more. You're only giving Mexicans a day, they should have more. Can't we celebrate people all the time? What the hell is wrong with everybody?
You can do that. Yeah, you can celebrate whoever you want all the time.
Yeah, but nobody else wants to celebrate. Listen, if you celebrate by yourself, it's not really celebration. It's you just being a weirdo. If everybody would celebrate,
you're a weirdo.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. You're next.
No, you're a weirdo. I'm just leaving it at that.
I was too. I was leaving it right there. Let's get back on the board, though, guys. Lots to say today. Lots to get into. Also, let me say this real quick before we do roll forward. Steelers did waive cornerback Daquan Hardy, Mike, because he is injured. Certainly another name that's probably not going to be on the team come September. Cornerback Daquan Hardy has been cut from the team this morning, again, due to injury.
Yeah, it's really no surprise to you, even if he wasn't injured. He was a good college player, but I saw we had him on the practice squad or whatever. I figured there's no way he'd make the 53-man roster anyway, so it's not a surprise to me. But I'll miss him. Former Penn Stater.
What the hell's going on?
I don't know.
All right.
I'm blaming Cody.
All right. Yeah, blame the Mexican guy on
it's just because he's number 1 on my enemy list. It's not because he's Mexican on Cinco de Mayo.
All right. Every time you make a mistake in Way of the Mexicans, you're getting this song today. I want you to start treating those people right.
I treat everyone right.
No funny jokes anymore with you with these walls and let's see if I can get my board to pop back up. That'd be fantastic.
You're the worst. You hate
All right.
me.
You know what I am? I got my board right here. Perfect.
So we definitely know it wasn't Cody hacking you.
If he was Asian, I would say possibly. I'm just kidding.
Dude, I work
Just
with someone.
kidding.
Anytime there's a technical glitch at work, he 100% believes China's hacking our stuff.
You know what? I've never seen anything to confirm or deny, so I can't comment. But I guess anything's possible.
Like a battery dies. He's like, China's getting you, Mike. I'm like, oh God.
Mike, the schedule for the Steelers this year, it should be no surprise. We're always middle of the pack, and it's no different this year until we achieve more or achieve less, which we've been in the same gray area for quite some time. And again, that's not the worst problem to have in the world, Mike. But we do have the 18th, right around that meaty part of the teams. We have the 18th toughest schedule in the league, Mike. The 5 easiest schedules in the league are had by these teams: the Cleveland Browns,
shocker,
Cincinnati, the Jets, the Saints, and Detroit, all of course because they finished with last place schedules or with last place records. Mike, they have the 5 easiest schedules in the league this year. The 5 toughest schedules are by these teams: the Rams, the Cowboys, Carolina, Miami, and Arizona. So those are your 5 toughest schedules. They have the 5 toughest schedules in the league, Mike. In the Steelers, again, 18. Again, if you could talk about anything about the Steelers, it all comes back to it's always in the middle of the pack. And again, it's not the worst problem to have. No. Just at some points you would like to exceed and do a little bit more, which is what we're all hoping for, Mike. But there you go, 18 overall out of strength of schedule.
I like it. It's especially how our roster is built right now, preseason, even if Rodgers comes back. That gives us a really good leg up. Because I like the way we improved the roster. I like the improved coaching staff. And I think that puts us in a good spot because I know like a few years ago when what we had Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, we had like the hardest schedule in the NFL. We still managed to eke out 9 wins that season. So with the 18th schedule, improved roster, I like our chances.
You know, it's so
I
weird.
like our chances, but everyone else improved too. But I like our chances to have a really successful season, even if we have to go with one of these two young quarterbacks.
You know, it's so weird when you read anything about the Steelers outside of Pittsburgh. It's a crapshoot. Some people, oh, this was terrible. They didn't do enough in the draft. They didn't do enough. This team is going to go in a down spiral. And there's other people talking about this team improved in the free agency and grabbed some nice players in the draft, new coaching staff. Things should be good. So again, at the end of the day, it's always hard to listen to national analysts talk about the Steelers, Mike, because again, if you're not in there, you're not watching every day, you're not following everything, you know, it's tough to get an accurate read. And that's one thing I say about national media, because again, they're covering 32 teams, but it's always a crapshoot. You don't know if they're going to say something good. You don't know if they're going to say something bad. And at the end of the day, I think the writing's on the wall. The Steelers are the Steelers. They do what they do. They're probably going to have a good season. They're probably going to go over 500. They're probably going to make the playoffs. And I think that next hump that we're all anticipating is getting over that playoff hump, getting a win in January, being able to advance. And that's where we're at right now. So I think that is kind of the baseline for me. You know, people say, well, you can't expect the Steelers. I don't expect anything. I've been a Steeler fan long enough. I get that. I get the psychology of it, but you know, and you're just kind of theoretically looking at it. It's kind of where they are. And again, unless something drastic happens, Mike, I can't imagine this big downfall that some of these national people were saying, because again, every area seems to improved a little bit. And again, for them to be so adamant on saying that this team is only going to get worse, they're only going downhill, I don't get it.
There's been this predictive drop off for the Steelers to have bad, like just to be a bottom dweller for at least 7 years now, and we have yet to see it. You know, the team has always rallied and found a way to be competitive week in, week out. It's not fucking pretty, but they've been in games. They've been in seasons, made it to the playoffs. Yes, he got bounced out of the first round. That sucks, but they found ways to, quote unquote, you know, exceed expectations from the outside NFL media. Where like this team just knows how to scrap it together and lock down when they need to and get it done. It's not pretty. They find a way. They're until they actually have, I won't say multiple losing seasons in a row. I'm never going to count them to have a bad year. It's eventually going to have probably like slip up for like a season, but I don't see 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons of downtime for this team. And like maybe a bad year might be a 7-9 type season, but they're probably going to be in a lot of those games as well. I just don't see it. I know why the NFL media says it, because they don't have that. Oh, they don't have their quarterback. Oh my God, they got these two young guys on here that people think are jokes. Oh, they're going waiting for Aaron Rodgers. Oh, they're picking up Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. They made the playoffs with all those guys. They made the playoffs with Kenny Pickett. So, like, I don't know why they keep doubting the makeup of this team.
Yeah,
you know, it's like they keep proving you wrong over and over.
Because they are haters, Mike. Have you not lived for the past 45 years of your life?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what happens. You listen, for whatever reason, they'll tell us we're not relevant, but yet they still pay attention to everything we do and talk about every single, you know. So at the end of the day, we're very relevant. And again, we are the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll always have a target on our back until we don't, Mike. And again, even after not winning a playoff game for quite some time, we still manage to have that target on our back. People still get up for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The fans certainly pack stadiums everywhere you go. So again, we know what's going on. And then again, the national media, they sit around oblivious, and then they wake up on game day and they're like, oh my God, look at the Steeler fans. They're really packing into this stadium. They're really, they took over Arizona Stadium. It looks like a home Steeler game. Like you didn't know. Like you haven't been alive for the past 30
we've been
years.
doing this for decades now.
Yeah.
And they know too. You talk shit on the Steelers. Guess who's going to show up in your comment section? Yeah, guess who's going to email you? Guess who's going to reply to your Twitter? Steeler fans. It is telling you why you're dumb and why you shouldn't be doubting the team. Because they know you talk shit on the Steelers. We're going to show up and defend our team.
Absolutely. Let's get back on the board. I don't want to get too far behind. Cody says this: National Torta Day. Go to the bar and bring the big ones home. Bring the big ones home, fellas. Yinzer Joe, I'm pretty good at pouring tequila down my neck. Karaoke with Torta Day. Tortilla is saying. Claude says, Christine, you definitely love the Steelers. Christine is a big Steeler fan for sure. Let's go to Tyrone. Definitely getting Taco Bell after work. Mike, I can't not move further without doing this. You know what? Taco Bell is certainly on the it's certainly on the itinerary for today. Cheesy gordita crunches could certainly be in my future. Tyrone says, "Will you all do Claude for show?" Vegas says, "You always have to remind them you're going to feed them." Lindsay says, "Tyrone, when do you not go to Taco Bell?" Let's go to Vegas. Vegas says, "You had a ZZ Top beard since 8th grade. They thought you were part of the faculty." I wish. They had their own little room and everything, little TV in there, right next to the ISS room that had nothing. It was like the warden and the prisoners. Just scoot up here. Tyrone says, "Mark Malone, I meant that might have been the dumbest shit I've ever heard in a while." Christopher says, "In Wisconsin, where I went to college, they would get drunk and go bull tipping. Most people don't know that cows and bulls sleep standing up." And the only reason I do know that is because I watched Beavis and Butthead, and they went cow tipping. So there you go. Cody says this. Cody says a lot, Mike. I don't know if you want to try this one. I see Mike and I see Drew Allar. There it's a 3:13:17 timestamp. It says Mike. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure this one out. I have no idea.
I see sexualities. I think that I think he's referring to you and Drew Allar, and the only other word I see is sex. So this only tells me that it's probably something perverted, Mike.
Yeah, me and Drew Allar have hot sex with awesome co-eds. Yes, Cody, thank you for telling the world.
No co-eds. What the shit is that? Hand John says this. He says, "Just use a backhoe." Let's go to Mark Malone. He says, "Word on the street is we're either trading JPJ before the deadline this year or letting him sign somewhere." Boy, he is going heavy at Tyrone, isn't he? Welcome to the show, Mark. Always great seeing you. Raul, what's up, man? Always great seeing Raul back on the terrible board. Raul says this: "Sign Duck Hodges tomorrow. Screw Aaron Rodgers." Lindsay, she says, "No, we're not trading JPJ." Tyrone says, "Mark, stop the cap right now, bro." Follows it up by saying, "You sound stupid." Mark Malone says, "Look like it's happening, man." Vegas says, "I know a few. They work at the bank." Tyrone, "Yeah, let's just not sign our best players or trade. Let's just not sign our best player or trade him. Laugh my ass off." Tortilla. I flipped a cow once. Is flipping a cow and tipping a cow two different things? It sounds different.
Yeah, because like tipping it would, you just tip it over.
You just
tip
it.
You're flipping it, like you get it on the ground, get it back up into spot.
Ty says this. Mark, you also said we were getting Beck. Guys they're getting ready, Mike. They're going at it. It's early in the week, but you know what? It's Cinco de Mayo, so we'll take a little action today if the guys decide to get into it. Let's do scoot along right here to Mark Maloney says, "Was just joking about Beck." Raul says, "Is Rosie O'Donnell considered a cow?" She is. Very much so, actually. Hand John says, "I like McCree and Dalen Carnell." Lindsay says this: "Oh, I can vanilla." Vegas says, "We won't have rights to JPJ after this year unless we franchise tag him." I think he's going to be all right. And listen, he's the a huge part of the secondary. And right now, Mike, they're talking about who's going to be the other starter. I was just under the assumption that the Dean was going to be on the other side starting, but they're talking right now who's it going to be across from Joey Porter. So the only thing that's definite back there is Joey Porter.
Yeah, he is the lockdown corner on the team, and if they let him go, like it'll be the dumbest decision they've made in a long ass time. Like even dumber than giving TJ Watt that big ass contract. Like passing league, you need a shutdown corner, and that's what he is. Jamal Dean is getting up there in age. He's only going to be here for a year or two. Everett is he still has a long way to go to develop. Nowhere near the level of Porter was when he came out of college, because Porter was a borderline first round pick. He was supposed to go in the first round, but slid all the way down to 32 for us. You got Asante St. Brown Jr., he's only signed for a year, and he has neck injuries. So there's no way they're going to get rid of Porter. If they do, it's going to be the dumbest decision they made in a long-ass time.
I just can't imagine in a million years. And again, like, he's a Pittsburgh body. He's actually from Pittsburgh. He went to school up in North Allegheny, and Dad played here. And, so again.
Like, you keep him over an edge rusher any day of the week. Sorry, it just one position is so much more important than the other.
No frijoles today, amigo. Raul says this. What we like to say, welcome to Raul on this Cinco de Mayo. Let's go to Ty. He says Vegas. We're going to extend him training camp. Cody, I didn't hear it, but maybe you should say it again, Pee Wee. Let's go to Vegas. He says this hot and spicy wonton soup will kill whatever virus you have, except the AIDS you've been secretly harboring.
There's no secret I've been harboring the AIDS, because I thought that was a well-known, documented fact.
I thought your weight loss was due to that, but no, look at you. You're dwindling away to nothing, Mike. You got to slow down, man.
17 pounds in just over a month.
Well, that's just why you don't feel good. You got to, your
not.
body's reacclimating. You got to get used to this. I don't know if that's true. Let's move on. Let's go here to Cody. Cody says, then all is forgiven. Maybe, probably not, but we'll see. Mark Malone, don't be surprised when we don't re-sign him at Tyrone. Lindsey Mark out here out baiting. He absolutely. He has his sights set on Tyrone today, and he's going hard for sure. It's at Tyrone. I'm sorry. Let's go to Dude. Dude says, Mike, it's not peer pressure. It's just your turn.
Fair, you know what? Since you said it that way, I'll definitely have at least a little sip tonight.
He's the voice of reason. Dude is making a lot of sense. Let's go to Ty. Ty says this. Yeah, I'm done wasting my breath. The guy's going at it still over JPJ, Mike. But I do want to go right here where Somber says El Mateer. What's his first name again, Mike?
Shimon.
There we go. Let's go here to Tyrone. Hush it, Lindsay. Oh, it scooted on me. There we go. Hush it, Lindsay. I was doing good till he started saying dumb shit. I had to. Again, thank you, Christine. Very, very grateful. Thank you. And congratulations on your big win at the Kentucky Derby. I don't know. I had something on here for you yesterday, and I might have taken it off. Here it is. And that is for Lindsay's big win, Mike, a big $179 purse at the Kentucky Derby by choosing Golden Tempo. Let's do Scoot Along. Is Donald Parham still around? Is Donald Parham? I don't think so. I don't think.
No. He was injured all of last year. He's not on the roster at all.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think, because as I said, I was getting these names. Like, there's the five that I'm seeing, and he certainly wasn't on that list. Christine says, loving the Cinco de Mayo music, tequila every day. That's right. We celebrate it, baby. We do. So you can't listen. You can't say, you can't. I'm like the Mexican whisperer. You can't say we don't. You can't say we don't love our Mexicans here on the Two Dum Yinzers.
Mexican whisperer, but I don't speak their language.
Yes, exactly. I don't speak Spanish. I'm the Mexican whisperer. Do what you want with that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Let's go here to Ask Cody and all my other Mexican friend.
Cody and Cody.
Mark Malone at Tyrone, dude. Think about it. Everett and Dean are going to play outside. Ramsey in the slot. Mark Malone says draft another slot corner next year. Somber says I watched Steelers versus Bucks Madden simulation last night before. You know what? I do that too sometime. I thought that I was super lame because I did, and I am. But it's funny to see somebody else actually say this. I watched Steelers versus Bucks on the Madden simulation last night before bed. Drew Allar his fucking ass. Hopefully Madden doesn't translate. National Weirdo Day. There it is. T is singing on the board. Cody says the Mexicans party this weekend. That's right, baby. Mexicans are always partying. That's why I admire those people, man. They're always smiling, having a good time.
They're always inviting you over too.
I know they are. Like I said, we have great Mexican neighbors.
Yeah, you can just be hanging out like, hey, come on over. We got food, go drink. And I love them.
I know
they're the best. Because I wouldn't do that to anyone.
Yeah, no, Mike. Mike was regularly going to the cookouts last year.
I was too, man.
Never had a problem with them. Let's go to Somber. He says 14-26 at halftime sounds very Allar though.
It does sound very Allar-like. But the thing is, though, like Madden, you get that random nondescript player that's like a 57 overall that has high speed, and you look and he leads the league in receiving with like 4,000 yards.
Yeah. Dude says you're not celebrating alone. Remember the voices in your head. They're always out. They're always up for the party.
They are always there.
Vegas says, Somber, I have 3 straight rings with Drew as our quarterback. Now I'm contemplating trading him for 3 first and more to numerous teams to pay him like $550 million, 7-year contract, like $78 million a year. Lindsay, of course, the Browns and Cincy have the. I know. That's what happens when you finish with in the basement every year, you know? And you figure having like the best draft picks every year and having the worst schedule the following year, there should be a law of average, some success by Cleveland. But again, like one time in 40 years, they had a better final record than the Steelers. One time in 40 years, they had a better record than the Steelers when the season ended.
It's got to be like the math has to say that it's like statistically impossible for that to happen. You would have to be historically terrible to have higher draft picks, easier schedule to finish against a team who has lower draft picks in a harder schedule.
You got to be trying.
You have to be trying to suck. And if you are, like, you know, A for effort, man, because you're really pulling it off.
Let's go to Cody. Cody says this, Mike, Donald Trump could build the wall as tall as he wants. We got time. That's right. Listen, the Mexicans had tunnels a long time ago. I don't even know what the hell Trump is thinking with this wall. Christine says this. She says, Claude, yes, longest dysfunctional relationship I've ever been in. Ain't that the truth? Vegas says the little 12-year-old girl scaled the wall and like, I seen it. And what about the ones that just squeeze right through it? They don't account for the little Mexicans. They just assume that they're not climbing the wall. But you know what? They went right through it. I don't know. I never seen a wall like that. What kind of wall is?
Right, slats. You just.
It's not a wall.
You pull the Jerome Bettis when you're running through the hole. You get skinny.
It's a fence. Crying out loud. Somber says, LOL Vegas, Yinzer Joe's Ariba, something. Yeah. I do understand that. Lindsay says 9-8, first round exit. Here we come. Ooh, hot take. Tyrone says we're winning a playoff game this year. I think we do too. I think this year we win a playoff game. And I think that listen, I think this is what's going to happen. I think we win a playoff game. And then we get overexcited. We come back next year and shit the bed. I have this vibe. I think that we come out better than we're thinking and hoping and than we've seen. Maybe win that first playoff game and then maybe lose and then say, okay, well, look how much better we got past that. We're going to be fine. And then they'll come out next year like shit the bed or something. I don't know. I just got a vibe, Mike. It's going to be different. Again, we can't expect more of the same of the past 20 years. We have to take ourselves outside that box because it's not the same thing. It's different people running, steering the ship. So again, everything is on the table. From here on out, Mike, it's all on the table. We don't know.
Exactly, because you knew at least under Tomlin, you're at least getting 8 wins, and then after that, it's like, how's the season going to play out? You know, but with McCarthy and you said the new staff, we don't know what to expect. We don't know if it's going to be a hot start. Is it going to be a slow start out of the gate? Are we going to have those little mid-season 2 to 3 games where, oh, shit, you kind of stumbled and then you get back into it? We don't know, man.
Yeah.
We're not used to this script.
Again, we're and, you know, everybody is thinking, oh, well, this is going to be this. We don't know. We just don't know. Again, it's been 20 years since the last time we've been outside of this system that we just left. So, again, it's going to be all new. It's interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Lindsay says, we'll see about that. Cody says, Vegas, we aren't that tall. What we lack in height, we make up for in landscape and helping people at Home Depot. I got to be honest. I've never had any problem with any Mexican person. They've always been the nicest person I've ever met in my life. So, and they are short. I do want to say that, but they are always helping people. I can't deny it. Ty says this, y'all just pushing my buttons today. If everybody woke up and said, let's mess with Tyrone today. Vegas says the landscaping isn't going to take care of itself.
Jesus Christ.
Lindsay said, I was positive all last year. I'm not getting my hopes up too high this year. You know what? And that's what makes this one fun too, because we don't know. You know, you kind of get a little bit back of what you grew up with as a football fan. You don't know what to expect now. You don't know what's coming up this season. You know, we have an idea. We know what we got, But again, it's different than the last 20 years. So I'm certainly looking forward to it in that capacity. Yinzer Jones, his comment about the national media talking about the Steelers. He says this: the national media is only looking to create content and views. They predicted the Ravens to win the division, but the Steelers did when they said they'd be at the bottom two. And you know what? You're absolutely right, Joe. I mean, I remember when the Ravens were 1-5, and we were 4-2, I think, at the time. And I thought, what a crock of shit. Nobody ever gives the Steelers the benefit of the doubt in the national media. They just don't. They just don't.
They don't. They always forget that we have owned the Ravens for the past 12 meetings.
10 of the last 12. We won 10 of the last 12 games against them. They're going to say this team's going to win the division. We're going to finish in last. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. How stupid.
Yeah, and then every time, there's no way the Steelers can beat them. Then they win. Like, the Ravens team was depleted, or they just came off a tough game. There's always an excuse for the Ravens. They are the flavor of the month. Them and the Bills and the Chiefs in the AFC. So they all get the benefit of the doubt. And then there's the Steelers. No benefit of the doubt. They win. It's lucky. It's fluky. If they lost, oh my God, it's the end of the franchise. It's terrible. Shut the season down. You suck. And that's always going to be the narrative around the Steelers. Even when we won both of those Super Bowls, under Cowher and Tomlin, it was they were all treated like flukes.
Like that was the nicest. Listen, I really like that. Because everybody's always an either or an or. The fact that you name both coaches seamlessly like that's how it should be. Cut all the bullshit out, everybody. It's, come on. We had 3 coaches in 100 years. The way that you just included them together, that's how it should be.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know. It's just, it just hit me right. Because it's always, this or Tomlin that, or he's better than this. You know what I mean? It's we got to get over that as Steeler fans, guys. Yeah. All 3 of these coaches, they got us a lot of wins in the past 50 years. Yeah. And I think we got to be more appreciative, Mike. You did that nice. That was well done. Well done.
I don't know how to take a compliment from you. So can we just move on?
Just bringing people together.
Usually I bring people together to hate me.
Yes, that's true.
I'm great at that.
That is very true, Mike. Let's go here to Tyrone. He says, agree, Lindsay, but you got to admit we at least have an offense now. I was looking at, okay, Mike, we're going to talk about the offense in the second hour, and I do want to do this just because it is the 1 hour point. Let's start with a few things here. I did too, Christine. I did too. We're going to start, Mike. It's an hour at the hour mark. Let's get into the quarterback talk. We talked about a lot right now. We're going to get back to the board in just a second. However, these are some things that we did gather about our quarterback situation, Mike, over the past 24 hours. According to Jerry Dulac here in Pittsburgh of the Post-Gazette, Mike, he says the team is starting to reach its boiling point where understanding becomes frustration, and it's all unknown how much longer they're willing to wait, Mike. That was reported by Jerry Dulac, of course, of Post-Gazette. That is the latest scoop from there, Mike. But also, this is also news that I got between yesterday and today. The Steelers have a plan. If, in fact, Aaron Rodgers doesn't sign, they will move forward with Mason, Drew, and Will.
Haven't we been saying this all along, you and I? For months now. For months now. That has been what you and I have been saying, that there is a plan in place. Aaron Rodgers is plan A. Plan B is going to be Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, and a rookie. Now we know that rookie is Drew Allar. So it's nice enough that the local media and hopefully the national media will actually catch up to what we have been saying all along. Because it's the most logical choice. Look at how this team has been built. Building offensive line, defensive line, fleshing out the receiver room, tight end room, running backs. It's been building a team to where you just pluck a quarterback in, have a coach with a good system, say, here, go. That's what they've been doing. So, the local media is just now going, oh, yeah, here's the plan. No shit. People who've actually been paying attention have known this for months now.
Mike, and also one other thing that I do have here, according to Adam Schefter says this, Mike, Rodgers' delay has nothing to do with any other teams. Rodgers just isn't ready. See, listen, and I know you weren't pissed at the beginning. You're always kind of a, okay, well, is it getting frustrating for you yet? And not in the sense that it just, I mean, come on, dude. Why piss? Why continue to piss around? Is my point. Everybody else is playing the game. Everybody else is doing things in a timely manner. Oh, but you have to wait. I'm such a surprise. I'm so great that everybody's got to have to wait on me. See, that's the problem I have. It has nothing to do with anything besides it's just kind of disrespectful in a way. And again, you have fellow employees. But with that being said, let me give you my very last quote, Mike, and then I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah.
Matt Hasselbeck, of course, we recognize this name, Mike, from Super Bowl 40, the quarterback for the Seahawks. He says the Steelers players are fully counting on Aaron Rodgers to show up. So with everything I just said, Mike, I'm going to turn around and pitch you the ball and let you run with it and see what you think.
Yeah, it really doesn't bother me if Aaron's doing this waiting game or not, because like we've been saying all along and just now confirmed, like they have plans in place. They know what they're going to do. We've heard from players too, also saying they would love Aaron Rodgers back. We anticipate him back, but if he doesn't come back, we're going to rock with Will. We're going to rock with Mason or whoever else they bring in. So all this information just leading me to believe that they built this roster to make it quarterback friendly, the system to make it quarterback friendly to where someone who can play competently can come in and just guide the team, not do anything stupid. And it seems like the coaches and the GMs and the rest of the front office has been telling everyone, hey, we hope Aaron comes back, but if he doesn't come back, this is what we're going to do. Are you on board with that? Because you better be. If not, you're going to be gone. And it sounds like every player that you've heard speak has said, yeah, we would love Aaron back, but if he doesn't come back, we're going to go with whoever's out there. So this does not sound like it's a distraction at all to the team. And that's the most important part. No one's like distracted about it. They have a plan and they are following all of their plans.
Or they're instructed not to let people know that they're distracted by it. I mean, it's a big company. People, they things are hush hush sometimes. So again, we don't know. I understand you're saying, well, we're assuming, but we don't know. People can have a problem with this, but I don't think that they would come out and say it. I don't think they would be stupid enough to come out and say it, to be honest. But no, I take your drift there. I get what you're saying, Mike. At the end of the day, this is what was said. They were expecting Pittsburgh wanted an answer by May 18th, Mike, which is the start of the OTAs. So at the end of the day, we still have 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday is going to be the 18th, Mike. And a few things I do want to say. Of course, rookie camp is this Friday through Sunday. And then this next step along the way is going to be May 18th, which is the OTAs, is when they expect Aaron Rodgers. I thought they expected it before the draft, and I thought they expected it 10 days down the road, and I thought they expected it, so whatever, at the end of the day, Mike. But then, and then June 2nd. So we're just, guys, less than a month away from mandatory mini camp, Mike. That's June 2nd. So this Friday, rookie camp, the 18th, 2 weeks from yesterday, OTA starting, and again, June 2nd, less than a month from right now, we do have mandatory mini camp starting for the Steelers. So, I mean, come on, you could be closer, but we could certainly be further away than the football coming, Mike. Next month's June. They play preseason games in August. So, when you look at it that way, the offseason is kind of zipping along.
It is moving along. It's moving along fast. That's why, it would be nice to know Rodgers' decision. So get in there with the mandatory camps. You would like that, so you can start building a little bit of chemistry, especially with like the new guys that are coming in. But I'm gonna look at the bright side of the silver lining of this. This gives more time with Will Howard and Drew Allar.
I agree
with these guys. Gives those younger guys more reps and more of an opportunity to go in there and show what they can do, and allows the coaches to see, okay, what do we need to focus on and work on with these two? And we can start building that plan to get them ramped up and ready to go by the time we're back together then. So they're a step closer for training camp, then a step closer for, the preseason games, and then a step closer if they have to actually play in NFL games. So I'm not going to be a doomsdayer and say this is going to set the team back. I'm going to find something nice to say that is going to allow these guys more time to develop.
Here is the odds, Mike, in case anybody's wondering what the odds are. The Vegas odds for who's going to be our starting quarterback this year. It breaks down like this. Aaron Rodgers, Mike, is at a minus 670, which is roughly 87%. So this is what Vegas is saying right now. There's about an 87% chance that Aaron Rodgers is the Steelers starter once the season kicks off. Coming in second, Mike, is Mason Rudolph. He's at a +1. He's I'm sorry, no. He's at he's 14%. He's at a plus 600. Plus 600, Mike. He comes in second in the odds to be the Steelers starter this year. Mike, third is is Will Howard at a plus 1,500. That's about 6% chance of being the starter this year. And finally, Drew Allar coming in at fourth and at plus 1,800. That's about a 5% chance. So Aaron Rodgers, 87% chance according to the odds. Mason Rudolph, 14%. Will Howard, 6%, and Drew Allar, 5% chance of being the Steelers starter.
And that's the order I have them too, like as potential starters. Definitely Rodgers if he's here. If not, it's going to be a battle between Will Howard and Mason Rudolph, with Mason probably having a big edge of it just because he has a decent amount of NFL experience and some starter experience right there. So that odds kind of track for me. But if I was a bet, man, I don't know. I kind of hedged my bet and put a little bit of money on Mason. It seems if Aaron Rodgers wants to flake out, Mason might be your best bet.
You know what's crazy? I mean, what if Aaron flakes out? What if Aaron and Mason goes out there and blows his knee in week 1? Boy, that would be an interesting situation.
Hey, it might not be a bad thing for the franchise in the long run. You get to find out about these two young quarterbacks sooner than later, and throw both of them out there to the wolves and see what happens.
Let's talk about Mike. Yesterday I threw out the comparisons between Mason Rudolph and I don't know, somebody, Will Howard in college. Mike, let's look at. Everyone talks about how poor Ben was at the end of his career, and then everybody was excited about how Aaron Rodgers was able to play up last year.
Yeah.
This is the numbers between Aaron last year and Ben in his last year as a Steeler quarterback. Here we go. Mike, attempted passes thrown. Ben Roethlisberger in 2021 threw 605 passes. Aaron Rodgers, 498 last year for the Steelers. So 107 more passes by Ben his last year, even with that elbow in the shape that it was. Completions, Mike. Completions, Ben had 390 that year. And last year, Aaron Rodgers completed 327 of the 498. Completion percentage between Ben and his last season with the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers last year with the Steelers. Completion percentage, 64.5 in favor of, in Ben's way, and then 65.7 by way of Aaron Rodgers. Passing yards, Mike. Ben in his last year as a Steeler quarterback, 3,740 yards. Aaron Rodgers, 3,322. Passing touchdowns, Aaron Rodgers has the edge there, 24-22. Yards per attempt, Mike, yards per attempt would be 6.2 for Ben in his last year as a Steeler quarterback, and Aaron had 6.7 last year with the Steelers. Ben threw 10 interceptions. Aaron only threw 7, and Mike, Ben sacked 38 times. Aaron Rodgers, with that quick release, only sacked 29 times. So, Aaron's not the greatest thing ever. However, he's giving us some tail end Ben, and Mike, Ben found ways to win games. When you were a great quarterback, you get yours. You find ways to get things done sometimes. Not all the time, as these older players are proven. You're not seeing Aaron Rodgers just run the table like Tom Brady did. However, Mike, they do bring enough with them to add to the team, to add wins. And again, those are the kind of things that we're going to see fall off if, in fact, Aaron Rodgers doesn't come back with the Steelers, because you have that drop down now. Your quarterback is either going to be a career backup, a second-year guy, or a rookie. So at the end of the day, Mike, I think with what Aaron Rodgers brings to the table, this is probably is the best case scenario for right now. Of course, we want things to get a lot better. We want to find our franchise quarterback. We want those problems to be fixed. But right now, I think that there's no other. And yes, he's old, and yes, it's easy to make fun of. But at the end of the day, this is probably about as good as we're going to get. And again, this is the tail end of Ben Roethlisberger's career. And we complained at the time because it wasn't the Ben that we knew. But at the end of the day, Mike, this is what it is. This is what it is right now.
Yeah. Like, if you don't have like your established franchise guy or a first round pick that you think is going to be your established franchise guy, this is what you do. You go with guys that are at the tail end of their career or journeyman bridge quarterbacks. This was the standard operating procedure in the NFL for decades. You go and get a guy that can shepherd your team along while you hopefully develop someone behind them. And now we have two someones behind, hopefully, this quarterback at the tail end of his career that's, won us 10 games last year. I'll bring him back. He ran a steady offense, wasn't the flashiest, but I'd like to think with, adding Pittman, Bernard, Mike McCarthy, Archipelago, designing plays and calling plays. If this offense is going to be better, and you get someone who still has the football smarts of Aaron Rodgers, this team will look good. And you're still developing two guys behind them that are hopefully, when this year's done, one of them or both of them will be able to compete for a starting job. It's not a bad. It's not. They're not in a bad shape in that quarterback.
There's teams that are a lot worse shape than we are.
Yeah,
Believe it or not, but by the way people talk about Pittsburgh, Mike, you would think that there's there's not the other, 18 teams that aren't as good as we are. Mike, there's teams that are better, and again, some of those teams that are better, you got to even say to yourself, you know what, they're not that far off. Because again, it took plenty of turnovers. Don't get me wrong, but we did beat New England last year. There were things that we did that could show you that we're a lot closer along than what people were giving us credit for, Mike. And again, qualifying for the playoffs and winning the division. We were picked to finish last in the division, Mike, and we win this division. So again, at the end of the day, it's just more of the hoopla that the national media throws out there about the Steelers, but very little of it is ever true.
Yeah, and what they always fail to do, national media, local media, and fans fail to do is evaluate the rest of the roster around these quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And you can go by name of like, who's your quarterback? Oh my God, that is a much better situation than this. Okay, look at the supporting cast. Look at the coaching staff. Who has the better? I'd rather have our quarterback situation than other teams. Yeah, they might have a better name, but we have better talent around them, and we have better coaches to get the talent out of them. So I'd rather take a chance with the guys that we have than some of these other teams, just based on the talent of the roster.
Let me just jump in real quick. I might, and you know what? Today's a day that there's a lot of possibilities for game balls because it's Cinco de Mayo. But I have to grab Tortilla right off the top. He says this: "What was I not supposed to put mayonnaise in my sink today?" That is this close to getting a game ball. That's really good, Tortilla. Mike, so let's jump back on the board. We're kind of getting behind. I'm going to get back on the board, and we got a few other things about this offense I do want to talk about. Mainly the offensive line, but let's see what people are saying about the quarterbacks and such. Yinzer Joe, we did get this one. Let's start right here with Ty. Ty says, "Agree, Lindsay, but you got to admit we at least have an offense now." That is true. It is true. Ty says this one last time we had 3 good wide receivers. I'll wait. Lindsay says, "Yeah, I'm hopeful, but we'll see." That's fair enough. Cody says Bernard is mid. Ty says, "Indeed, we will." Vegas says, "Who do we end up getting with the pick from Dallas for GP?" Mike, how did who was it?
Was it Drew Allar?
Drew, there you go.
I think that's how it worked out.
There you go.
Or Dunker, one of the two. It was like, I think we used the Allar pick to help move up, or the Pickens pick from to help move up.
Lindsay says, "Yep, we will." Tyrone says, "Shut up, hamster." Get with this hamster. Let's go to Yinzer Joe. It's the same conversation with and about Rodgers. He's a conversation because he has and hasn't signed. Whether he does or he doesn't, they spin it to look bad for sure. For sure. And we got to remember, guys, he caught a hold of Coach McCarthy over the weekend and asked about specifics about practice. So again, are we supposed to be reading the writing on the wall? Maybe that's kind of what's expected of us. Give us enough pieces of cheese. Maybe we see it all come together, but I'm not sure. Let's scoot along, though. Let's go right here to Vegas is Young Money, and then Juju, AB, and Bryant. I think we're pretty good. Yeah, Young Money was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Young Money was a lot of fun until they weren't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wallace.
Mike Wallace really let me down the road. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, like AB and Sanders had, like, AB obviously had the better career, but Sanders was a really good player once he went out to Denver and got to work with Peyton Manning. But you can see, like, he was going to be good here in Pittsburgh. I wish we could have kept him and AB long term. Those two together, and you throw in a young Tone at some point, that receiving core would have been deadly.
I was never a huge. Listen. I know that I acknowledge that Emmanuel went elsewhere and had good career elsewhere. He kind of fell short for me as well when he was here. He was minimal in my opinion. Of the 3, he was certainly the least. And then, as I said, Mike Wallace kind of let me down. I thought more would have came of him. He ended up turning into a one-trick pony. And Emmanuel, like I said, he just didn't bring enough. I would have liked to see more. Him in the right situation made him a really good wide receiver, and you've seen that out in Denver. And I have nothing bad to say about Emmanuel, but that Young Money was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think Sanders was a great number 2. Like, when people talk about a number 2 receiver, I think about Manny Sanders. It's a great complementary piece. And that's what he was out of his career. And AB was that true number one.
Vegas says, does it count to use AB? Hey, you know what? If he's great, you could add him then as many lists as you want. Let's go to Ty. Ty says this. I was thinking them 3 as well, Vegas. And it was a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. They were a blast. I mean, the speed on Mike Wallace, but I wish he would have had a little bit more in his repertoire. Let's go to let's go. Where are we going? I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go to Sal Hazari. Welcome to the Terrible Board, Sal Hazari. Sal, he says, I have a feeling that Drew Allar is really, really good. Hey, I hope you're right. Listen, if one of these guys are really, really good, I'm going to be just fine. But welcome to the Terrible Board and welcome to the show. Let's go to Robert. Always great seeing Robert on the board. He says JPJ will get paid by the Steelers. No doubt in my mind. I know that Mark really likes to mess with Ty on the board, and Ty gives his shit back. But at the end of the day, there's no way we don't bring back Joey Porter for a second contract. There's just no way in hell. There's no way. You have a guy, Mike, you're going to keep your guy, and they have that guy at cornerback. I mean, what are you going to do? Get rid of JPJ and go back to square one with the quarterback or with the cornerback position? That's crazy. You get a guy back there, Mike, you keep him, and especially with the connections. Pittsburgh, that's a big thing. You know, it is a different coaching staff, but you know what? It's the same organization. Pittsburgh is always big on bloodlines, family kind of ties, things like this. JPJ ain't going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, they would be stupid. Like idiotic to get rid of him. It's a premier position. Quarterback, left tackle, cornerback, or your top 3, then wide receivers right there at that number 4 slot. Like, you would be stupid to let him go. But this is a franchise that values outside linebackers more than cornerbacks. So wait and see. But I don't think they're going to let him go. Like, he's one of the best young corners in the NFL.
Absolutely. You're right. It's like giving up Christian Gonzalez. You just don't. You have this piece. This is what you look. This is what teams look for. This is what you want. You know why? Again, there's no way, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to happen. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But I just to think to myself, there's no possible way they don't give Joey Porter his money. There's just no way. Come on, they get that big lunk of at the end of the defensive line, a quarterback 1 money. They're not going to pay JPJ.
Right. I would question everything if they don't sign him.
Let's go right here to Cody. Cody says, I bet we can get a 3rd for JPJ. Vegas says Drew will be better once he gets his feet work. Absolutely. Thanks, Shaq. Right. Tyrone says they let him go. I'm gone. He is gone. Let's hope that that's not the case, Ty. Let's go. Lindsay, she says, here we go with my TJ. I know. I know. I mean, the thing is, we're fair. If we didn't make fun of him as well, I wouldn't say that I'm being fair, and I just wouldn't feel right about it. So that's all. Let's go to this right here where Cody says something. Cody says this. I think we can get JPJ under contract for $12 to $14 million a year. Let's go to Ty. Ty says this is why Mike's my dog. 100%. Let's go to Ty. He says I believe you, Mike. Don't cheat.
This is why Tyrone is on the friends list. Cody is on the haters list.
Robert says JPJ will get around $30 million a year. He's going to get mad bank. Cody says, no, I don't think $10 million is $10 million is fine. Tyrone's, I'm sorry, Robert says I am down 40 pounds since the Super Bowl. That's awesome. Nice,
brother.
Congratulations, bro. That's awesome. Tyrone, Robert, 100 for show. Tortilla says this JPJ ain't going nowhere. Lindsay says Tyrone is going to crash out. Mark Malone says, and it won't be here is what I hear at Robert. Dude says take vitamins, Mike, especially when dieting and not. That's true. Vitamins they go a long way.
Vitamins and supplements. Yep.
Tyrone says crash outs. What's that? Tortilla.
Tyrone and I don't know anything about crash outs.
Tortilla says you hear that from Carson Beck at Mark. Ty says where you hear that, Mark? LOL. Cody says Lindsay goes to the racetrack. Mark Malone saying a Bella Danger. Ty is saying right that Sloth Boy. Lindsay says, yep, Cody, guess so. Tortilla, oh shit, she does know balls. Let's go here to Han John. Han John says rookie numbers can change based on a 53-man roster and numbers opening up. Tyrone says, oh yeah, he be trolling for sure. Let's go here to Vegas. Your Mexican neighbor watches this and will be looking at you funny now. Well, he looks at me funny anyway. But Mike is listen, they're buddies. They are buddies. I avoid human life, so he looks at me funny.
Dude, I love hanging out with them, with the owner at the studio, because I will be out there drinking with him and I'll be making the white people and Mexican jokes, and she gets all uncomfortable and they are all laughing their asses off.
You know what's funny about
Mike?
Then
afterwards she's like, why would you say that? It's like, because I'm breaking the ice. They know me, I know them, we're having fun.
You know what's funny about you? Listen, because
there's a lot funny about me.
We do a lot of ball busting, and we use a lot of race humor sometimes because I think it's hilarious. As a matter of fact, because I'm totally open to people using it against me because I think it's funny. I think people are too serious. But anyway, Mike don't care. Real life, he's out there in real life telling Mexican jokes and shit to the Mexicans. I've never known anybody in my life that does this. It's very bizarre.
They know where I'm coming from.
No, they don't. They think it's weird. The thing is, on the show, it's a show.
I'm making me the butt of.
We have to think of things to entertain people, along with talking about the Steelers. But Mike, he don't care. He takes that out in the real life. He goes over to the Mexicans. He starts telling Mexican jokes. I've never seen anybody do this.
Where I'm the dumb one in the joke. Where I'm the they are awesome and I'm the.
Well, that's not a joke. You are the dumb one. But what
Well, yeah, that is true. That is true.
But anyway, I've never seen anything like it. Mike really takes race jokes right to the source, and but you know what? You get along well with them, and I appreciate that, because if you get along with them well, things are good here. But yes,
I'm a man of the people, and the people. I'm like JFK. I'm a man of the people, and things ended great for him.
Things really did. Things really did end great for JFK, Mike.
Why I ride around in convertibles.
Yes,
and have a big head.
And you do have a really big head. I just have to fix something here. There it is. A little flashback to 1963. Let's go to
too soon.
Too soon. You know what? If I don't feel bad, and I know people are gonna say, "What?" Have you noticed every single Kennedy has got killed in a weird way? Isn't it weird that they're crashing airplanes or getting shot in the head, or So this is why I don't feel bad about making them kind of jokes.
Because it just happens, man.
It's just
shit luck. Like at that point, you kind of have to joke about it,
right?
Or Kennedy, you kind of got to joke about it.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go right here to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says no. Ty, looks like they don't want to pay that much for a corner. Mark Malone, JPJ will get his bag elsewhere. Tyrone says this RB burner. This one. Let's go here to Ty. Says Mark's a funny guy. Also, Lindsay says Vanilla goes to all the cookouts. He does.
I'm invited to all the cookouts. I
seen him over there, and it sounds stereotypical as hell. But I look out the window last year. I'm working. He's over with the neighbors, the Mexican neighbors, and he's smacking a piñata. I kid you not. Mike is out there with his stick
while doing tequila shots,
swinging in a piñata. I thought, come on, you can't get any more stereotypical than this. But this is just what goes down. This is just what goes down.
Although, like my one friend's cookout, I got invited to the cookout, but then I got downgraded to just a plate. I took the joke too far. He's like, you can come to the door and get a plate. I'm like, that's fair. I'll be back next time.
There you go.
I almost got downloaded to you could look over the fence and smell the food. but the key is you got to find you talk to the grandma at any cookout, you get a permanent invite. Just saying.
Yeah.
Once grandma loves you, you're back in. You're back in.
With the Mexicans?
With everyone.
I know that's right with the Dagos, because the Dagos, Mike, they always got that one grandma who has all the facial hair. She has them really long, wiry whiskers, and she comes out with that spoon and yells at you in a different language.
And then you get her back, and you're in good. I get in with all the old ladies. They all love me. All the aunties, the abuelas, they all love me. So I always get invited to these.
They see something in you that the hot chicks don't see. What can you say?
I know, right? And they always try to hook me up with the hot ones.
No, they don't. But anyway, let's move forward on this.
It's true. You saw me at the tailgate with people flocking to me.
Oh, that was true. Yes, I
like big. Vanilla Thunder has charisma.
Let's move to the next one here.
No,
Robert says this: I'm going to get 1.5 feet of snow today into tomorrow. I fucking love. Where are you at, dude? Holy shit!
That sucks.
My God, I'm so ready for this snow to be done. We're going to be in the 70s today, and then it goes back down. I think tomorrow through the rest of the week's going to be back in the 50s. So, let's go here. Ty says this. He says, guys, if they paid Watt, they will pay JPJ as well. I think they should be paying Watt or JPJ. But again, I don't want to get Lindsay worked up, but I just want to say I think JPJ deserves this money. And again, it's going to be hard going out and find yourself a number one corner. If you do get rid of him. It was tough. It took us a while to get him. Let's go here to Mark Malone. Get prepared for when they don't. Lindsay says, leave Watt out of it, Tyrone. She says, I'm not messing with you. Cody says, or maybe they don't have the money for JPJ. Tortilla says they will tag JPJ before he walks. Ty says, get prepared to you don't know what the fuck why talking about. You're talking about. Ty says, y'all getting on my nerves today. Cody says, Mark Malone. Vegas says, imagine how many strippers can fit through the wall at once. Let's go here to Mark Malone. He done goated his way out of town, man. Lindsay says he's bait. You don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. Dude says this. They need to take a hazmat team and an exorcism team to the Browns franchise management facility. I seen a picture of their dumb little dome the other day. It looks like a toilet bowl, but they did show a picture, Mike, of what this dome is supposed to look like in Cleveland when it's all said and done.
Does it look like a toilet?
It does. It looks like a big toilet.
That's appropriate for Cleveland.
Lindsay says everybody knows JPJ ain't going anywhere. I think even Mark Malone does. Tortilla says $20 JPJ resigns before preseason. That's I wouldn't. It all depends. And listen, they're going to give him his money, but here's the thing: you have to work out the business part of it all. And right now, I do know they're working with Herbig, so just depending on how money lays and falls and what we're working with, he's going to get it. It's just a matter of at what point he does get his bag. Cody says this: if he does, though, I think we can draft an early third round for him. Maybe draft Arch Manning. And John says all the experts have us drafting top 10. It's way too early for the 2027 mock drafts. I couldn't agree more, Mike. You know how I am with these mock drafts. It's one thing. They're a stretch for one. It's there's not even a word for what kind of stretch it is for being a year out and already doing mock drafts for next year. You know,
it's insane. And then trying to predict like where each team is going to draft. Like I saw predictions after last year's draft that we were drafting Drew Allar 16th overall, 13th overall, and stuff like that. And he went in the third round. We didn't pick till pick 21. So it's way too early for these mock drafts because you don't know who's going back. You don't know who's coming out. You don't know who's going to suck. Right. Who's going to get hurt.
Mike, I'm sitting here looking at this one note I have. This was said, and we were talking about TJ obviously a couple moments ago. Nick Herbig getting his working on his contract. This right here, Mike, is something I thought was interesting, but I don't know what I think of it yet. Let me read this to you, Mike. The Steelers, due to a thin edge rushing room, which in my opinion, they have such a strong edge rushing room, TJ, Highsmith, and Herbig. They're saying since Jack Sawyer doesn't really listen, they're saying because we have such a thin edge rusher room, Mike, that we should be looking at somebody like Kyle Vanoy. Kyle Vanoy, Mike, he spent 3 years with Baltimore, of course, from New England before that. He's an edge rusher. Is there anything that tells you that we're thin in the edge rushing room?
No.
What am I missing by this?
No, I don't know. I know like Jack Sawyer's still young. He got a lot of work on, but when he was out there, he was a productive player.
And the Steelers are linked to him, I guess, is the rumor, Mike.
Like if they could afford him and bring him in, yeah, I'm all for it. He's still a good player, but to say they're thin, that's ridiculous. No, that makes no sense. And yeah, I think he's still on their roster.
I don't know. Good. Listen, just go to any of these Steeler, a couple of the Steeler apps is where I was able to pull that up this morning. Actually, that's where it came from. It says that he is linked to the Steelers because they have a thinning edge rushing room. So there you go. I don't know. Do what you want with that. I think that it's crazy. I don't understand it. I don't even get the point of what was being said, Mike. We don't want another Ratbird, fucking washed Ratbird. He's saying somber. And also, Mike, one thing that I do think as well. No, you know what? I disagree because again, Skylar Thompson, he got signed yesterday by Baltimore, so he's going off to be a Raven. So again, I don't know if there's any correlation. I doubt it, but there you go, Kyle Van Noy, Mike. Just in case we're looking for an outside edge rusher.
No, yeah, because I forgot it was like the 2024 he had the really good year, 12.5 sacks, whatnot. Last year he only had 2. So even if he was coming off that 12.5 sack, no, like we have depth there. That's like the one spot where we have good depth is edge rusher.
And we didn't have any tight ends either, apparently. So again, that's why I don't listen to anybody. Yeah. You can't, I don't know. Most information is wrong.
Like I'd rather, an inside backer. That's where we need to see maybe some competition, not outside.
Exactly. Let's go to Dude. Dude says this Super Bowl bound, baby. Rodgers, Hayward, Watt go out on a Super Bowl. Woohoo! Would that be nice? Mark Maloney says that's the play if they trade him before the deadline at Cody. Han John says insults the best form of flattery. Ty Cody says maybe the Cowboys we've been linked to them. Maybe it was Patrick Queen they were talking about. Let's go here to Ty says fuck the Ravens. SF Surf, I do want to say welcome to the show. Welcome to the terrible board. He says Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson are the darlings in NFL. Hey, you're right. You're never gonna hear the NFL say a bad word about Lamar Jackson. Isn't it funny? You tell us that we're gonna come in last place and we don't. We finish in first, but you're still gonna have nothing, all but good. I'm like everything good to say about Lamar Jackson. You couldn't beat the Steelers in 10 of the last 12 games. You finished. You didn't finish in the first in the division you're supposed to. This terrible Steeler team finishes in first. They just will never, ever, 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 ever say anything bad about Lamar Jackson. I refuse to think they will. It's not going to happen, Mike. It's not going to happen.
Oh no, like
why?
He's protected. Him and Josh Allen are the 2 most protected quarterbacks I've seen in the NFL.
I'm just talking about Lamar. I don't understand what it is. The guy underachieves constantly. He chokes unbelievably. Again, he's MVP, but the guy has a hard time doing a lot of things that the average quarterback does regularly. They will never say a bad word about this man. They just won't. Nope. They never have. They never will. You can't beat us 10 out of the last. We beat them 10 out of the last 12 games. That's not even funny anymore. That's complete domination. And you're going to turn around and sit here and just go on and on about Lamar. It's unbelievable. And again, this is why it's hard to listen and deal with and go by national media at the end of the day, Mike. It's frustrating.
It's right. They have their favorites, and then they play favorites.
Yeah, right.
And that's what it is, and they won't deviate from it. They have their narratives, and they never go away from the narratives. It's all the way down to like games too. Like watch any 2 games, they come in with a pregame narrative. That's all they talk about for 4 quarters. Even if the reality
the game takes a different turn, it's always
let's just say, oh man, Miami, they're a great rushing team. Oh man, I don't know why the Steelers are bottling up, but any moment now, Miami's going to be able to get some runs here and get their run game back. Shit like that, like you just see like narratives stay, and they don't like to change them because God forbid they have to address reality.
Yeah, I agree. It's just stupid. He doesn't have the legs. Listen, and he's dealt with how many injuries so far in his career? That should knock him down some pegs. The fact that his legs aren't what they used to be, when he first came into the league, that should knock him down some pegs. The fact that he continues to choke, and I mean, come on, the dude has not done anything. He hasn't won anything. He has the same success of winning Super Bowls that the Steelers have right now. So at the end of the day, what do it's unbelievable. And Joe Burrow again, I just think he's such a glass Joe.
Yeah.
I would love to be a Joe Burrow fan, but this guy has proven that he can't stay injury free for a season. He can't. I think if he stayed healthy, he would be pretty good. But Mike,
every other year he's hurt.
What's the biggest of what's the best ability to have?
Availability.
Exactly. And he just doesn't, come on. If they didn't have Joe Flacco to save his ass, they would have been way, way down at the bottom last year.
Oh, yeah.
Lucky he came in and was able to do some things last year. But those two quarterbacks, they're frustrating, Mike. They're frustrating.
They are. It's you can see the talent, but they can never put it all together.
It's rough, man. Mark says this, and would trading JPJ for the future franchise be a quarterback be a bad move? It just depends on who the quarterback would be. I mean, if it's somebody I know for sure is going to have us in contention every year, then we'll possibly talk. But if it's something that it's just a possibility. Well, maybe this guy's going to be good enough. Maybe he's going to be your franchise. So that really depends on the player.
And then you have a defense that's given up, 35 points a game because they can't lock down a receiver.
Well, we didn't. I mean, again, there's things about our defense that you could question. Like we do have a guy on almost 40 on our defensive line. We have another guy that's making quarterback one money, and we let up 250 yards rushing in a game. So, I mean, the defense is. I'm going to kind of leave them alone today because we are talking more about offense. Defense certainly has its own problems. There's no two ways about that. That wouldn't make things better. But at the end of the day, though, you do get your franchise quarter. It all depends on the player. It all depends on the player. Let's do scoot along, Cody. Ravens went wide left. They sure did. Cody follows it up by saying JPJ for Arch. Yeah, I don't know. I have to see Arch again. Listen, if he really blows it up this year and looks good, we'll talk again. We have to watch this play out. I don't know enough about Arch Manning just yet. Ty again says fuck the Ravens. Cody says it's a steal. Cody says loyal. Christina, 100%. I love all three coaches. Yeah, I do too. Lindsay says, fuck the Ravens for show. Tortilla says, Vanilla Thunder for president. Mike, there you go. For president.
I would be assassinated within the first week.
I would assassinate
by my own Secret Service.
I would assassinate him in a half a week before the Secret Service even had a chance to get him. Lindsay says, didn't they say AR wouldn't even sign until July? Yeah, who knows? They've been moving the goalpost all over the place for this guy. Lindsay says, I am not even watching Mason at all. She said, I won't even watch. But you know what? I looked. We pulled up the numbers yesterday, Lindsay, and his college numbers were better than Will Howard. So people were wanting Will Howard. Again, Mason's college numbers were a lot better actually than Will Howard. So something to keep in mind. Vegas says first incomplete pass by Mason. Boo, we want Drew. Raul, he says, is Willie Parker available? You know something I learned about Willie? Like he played with a torn ligament in his knee in Super Bowl 40.
No shit. I didn't know that.
The game he came out in the second half and ran 75 yards. He had a torn ligament in his knee during that game. I just read that the other day.
He was a beast. We don't win that Super Bowl without Fast Willie. He was a gamer, man. What a revelation he was. Undrafted, and one of the Rooneys scouted him in college down in North Carolina. So we got to get this guy one way or the other.
Cody says, play Mason cool. Raul says this, Rodgers is eating mushrooms and thinking of having Danica on the pole. You know what? I don't necessarily disagree with those things, but I want to know what the hell's going on with my football team first. Let's go to Hand John. He says, it's all the Rooney's fault for opening his trap a month ago. Had he not said that we expected a decision before the draft, none of the nonsense would have followed. But you know what I mean? For being an owner, he wants to have something to say. You know what I mean? You have a clientele. You have millions of people around this world that pump their money into your business. So again, you want to have an answer, I think, at some point to give people. I would think. Just my opinion. Let's go to Cody. He says Mike rocks with Drew Allar. You
know why? Because Drew Allar rocks with us.
Tortilla says Cody Caboli. Raul says sign Duck Hodges. Let's go right here. Ty says A-Rod will sign mid-June. Mark says my JPJ source says A-Rod signs June 2nd. Cody says Tortilla Canada. Yinzer Joe says Rodgers won't have a choice to sign and play with the Steelers very soon. He'll either has to retire or play for Pittsburgh. Hand John says this: they can expect all they want. Rodgers will sign Thursday, May 28th, just like he did last year, the Thursday before mandatory camp. You're probably not far off. Hand John. Cody says this worked out for Ben Roethlisberger. Let's go here. Christine, I think A-Rod doesn't come back. Sorsby starts after we get him in that supplemental draft. Is he the gambler?
Yeah, he's the gambler. He's Was that Kenny Rogers, Kenny Loggins?
Kenny Rodgers, yes, the
Yeah,
gambler.
it was one of those two.
We keep Mason, Allar, and Howard goes to the pasture. Tyrone, he says, this A-Rod going to sling this year. Tyrone says, oh, really, Christine? Tortilla, I jet sweep tortillas to my house.
Tortas.
Let's go here to Tyrone. He says, A-Rod definitely getting on my nerves. I don't care if it's young quarterback this year or if he comes back. Would kind of want to see A-Rod with this off. And that's why I listen. I know every time you say that about A-Rod, I know exactly what you mean, Tyrone. You want to get a chance to see him with what we have this year. He did well enough last year. Be nice to see him with the weapons, I think is what Ty's trying to go with. He says, I think A-Rod will love Jeremy Bernard. Lindsay, A-Rod is the most likely coming back. Think he would have retired already. You know what? That makes sense. Cody says, so what you're saying is if we didn't want Ben, we shouldn't want Rodgers. I don't know if that's what I'm saying. I just wanted to throw I just wanted to throw it out there. I just wanted to throw the numbers out there. Ty says, I agree, Lindsay. Cody says, this Ben would have made Roman Wilson look like Devontae Adams. He might have. Let's go here to Tortilla. Wait, we did get that one. He was not supposed to put mayonnaise in the sink today. That's really, really high up on my list for game ball for the day. And John, let them sleep on us. And that's what the case always is. Sleep on the Steelers, find out what happens. Mark Malone, Clank Sanders wasn't great here. You're talking about Emmanuel. Mark Malone says this. He was the original Clank. And John says, just today, Tort. And John says, yes, Allar for GP. Cody, it's possible, though. Ty, Bernard needs 84. Lindsay says, that was so good. GP for Allar, my favorite. Cody says, this got a third for George Pickens. Can probably get the same for Porter. Somber says, meh, Allar is a Browns fan. He'll have to do a lot to impress me. Tyrone says, whatever he wants, give it to him. Lindsay says, this somber. Now I know. Now I do not like him. What the fuck? Don't even want to give him a chance.
Hey, remember, Big Ben was a Browns fan.
Was he?
Yeah.
I must have missed that. Let's go here to Dude. He says $30 million a year for JPJ. Cody says race humor is hilarious. I agree. We can't laugh at ourselves, and what the fuck? Mark Malone, Mike hired some Mexican roofers and called ice on them before he paid.
Don't put that evil on me. I hired my Mexican roofers and I hide them from ice. I'm like, man, they ain't Mexican, they Honduran.
And then he goes and he makes them endure all of his borderline racist jokes. So I don't know who really wins in that, but Tortilla says, this working in a factory will do that to you. I talk mad shit on my coworkers. That's, basically what work becomes, is just shit talking fast. It's always been that case in my life. Let's go here to Lindsay. Tortilla, my son is the youngest in the factory. He gets tormented. Ty says, yep, working in the factory is good and bad. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tortilla says, one day, like a switch, he's going to be the best shit talker, Lindsay said, my gram used to crack me with wooden spoons. Yeah, right across the fingers. I always hated that. Let's go to Lindsay says, shit still hurts. Robert said, Colorado at 8,400 feet elevation.
Yeah, that'll do it for the snow.
Yeah. That's awesome, though. Colorado's really nice. Ty says, damn, that's how they did it back then, Lindsay. Hey, still, you find yourself one of them Italian nanas. Them Italian nanas will still smack you across the fingers. Lindsay says, yep, pinch me too. Lindsay's grandma sounds crazy. Ty says this, if I'm JPJ, I'm sitting out till I get paid. Lindsay says, me too. Ty says, JPJ, pull a Watt. Somber says, who the fuck said that? LOL. That was about the Kyle Vanoy. Somber says, we don't want another fucking washed up rat bird. Tyrone says, no more washed up rat bird. Tortilla says, did Noah say? I don't remember. I'll look it up and I'll make sure I have that source for you tomorrow if nobody does look it up, because it was on one of the apps that I go searching for information on. So I'll have that for you tomorrow. Tortilla says Facebook prediction. Tyrone says, was it Spit Sperry? Let's go here to Lindsay says, I can't even look at him anymore. Tyrone, Mike, I've been thinking lately we actually ahead of the game with next year's class, we get a franchise quarterback. Burrow, Lamar haven't won shit, and the window almost closed.
Mm-hmm. And we get that guy next year if one of these two pan out. Like our roster is kind of almost built like when we got Ben. You know, it's ready to go or close to ready to go, and just a year or two with that new quarterback, one of these two, like we should be contending big time.
Lindsay says this. She says Sommer loved his Joe Burrow suit. Tyrone says Cardinals wide receiver Kendrick Bourne tweeted out Aaron Rodgers, we waiting on you. Tortilla, we should have Roman Wilson tweet back. That's my man.
That's my quarterback.
Ty says Cardinals wide receiver. Okay, we did get that. Lindsay says Roman wide receiver 1. We'll never know. The poor guy never gets a chance.
We need to tweet back. You know, back the fuck up, Antonio. That's my dick.
What?
Back the fuck up, Antonio. That's my dick. Has no one ever seen Beer Fest? Am I the only one?
Yeah, like 25 years ago when it came out.
One of my favorite quotes. I back the fuck up, Antonio. That's my dick. That's what Roman needs to tweet about Aaron Rodgers. Okay, I'm the weird one. I'm sorry.
Is the uncomfortable silence getting to you yet?
Kind of.
Let's go. Let's go to Tortilla. He says, you can't kill the Thunder. Ty says, yeah, I see how y'all moving today. Lindsay says he's number 1. Pete Rose's son. Mark Malone says, and Tortilla says, my mom would hit me with a Home Depot paint stick. We white as fuck too. Like friendly fire.
Jesus Christ.
Funny guys. A couple things I do want to talk about, Mike, as we were kind of rounding third here on the show. One more topic. We're going to talk about the offensive line briefly. A little bit of talk about Fatanu possibly playing guard, Mike, if Broderick Jones could get back to health. This is what I'm reading this morning. Broderick Jones at 1 tackle, IMAX at the other tackle, Frazier at center, Troy Fatanu at left guard, and Mason McCormick at right guard. Mike, if it comes down to let me just say a couple things before we get into this. To even have an offensive lineman that you could even consider putting in all the positions, Mike, I think is such a luxury to have.
Mm-hmm.
If Troy Fatanu could play right tackle, left tackle, a guard position, we really hit we hit on one right there. You know, a lot of people they want sexy picks, but you got to remember, you know, whenever he came out a couple seasons ago, and then he was out his whole entire rookie season, people were like, oh, okay, we got we need it, so we need an offensive lineman. We're okay with it. Like, I don't think people really realize what we have in a player like Troy Fatanu, who can literally play every position on the offensive line. Like, this is what the Kendrick Green was supposed to be. When he was in the third round pick about 5 years ago. They thought they were getting a guy that could play guard, tackle, center. Mike, this Troy Fatanu, in my opinion, this is a guy that doesn't get the respect that he deserves. I'm not saying he's disrespected. I'm just saying he doesn't get talked about enough because, again, you see the difference when he's not out there, when he's injured with the offensive line, and everything that he has and brings to the table, Mike. We got a real one, and I think he's going to be on this offensive line for quite a few years to come as we continue to build this offensive line on our football team.
Yeah, I love him at either tackle. I think he's nasty enough to play right tackle, athletic enough to play left tackle. You look at his build, like 6'4", 317. That screams like guard. But like I said, he's athletic enough to play both tackle positions, but also athletic enough and nasty enough. If you have to in a pinch, you can move him inside. He has great versatility, which is what Mike McCarthy loves. Yes, he wasn't a McCarthy pick, but he screams a McCarthy pick, a guy who has positional flexibility and the ability to play all three of those positions at a high level. I want to keep him at tackle. I want him to keep growing and learning that spot. And I don't think Broderick's going to come back. I don't think we're going to see him out there playing again. But if he does and they want to throw him at right tackle again, or if Dylan Cook wins a tackle job,
he was terrible right tackle.
He's like the Chase Claypool. Those 9 games his rookie year he played at right tackle were really good, I thought. But after that, he really sucked at it. But let's say Dylan Cook plays well. Let's say Mad Max plays well. Let's say Dunker and Hoffman aren't doing that well. Okay, maybe you do move Fatanu inside, and then you go with Dylan Cook and Mad Max at your tackles. And if you can rock and roll with that, you go ahead and roll with it. Like Fatanu's just that guy that can bounce around, and I think he's a damn good starter at any of those positions outside of center.
And I think I think a lot of people were thinking what Ty's thinking on his last comment here. Ty says Troy left tackle, left guard Dunker, center Frazier, right guard McCormick, right tackle IMAX.
Yeah,
And, I think that's best case scenario. That's what a lot of people were hoping for. But let's just let's hope that it could play out. Again, we don't know what's going on with Dunker. We assume that he's going to play well. We a third round pick. We expecting to use him obviously. So again, we'll certainly pay attention, Mike. And I think a lot of people agree with you as well that Broderick Jones probably won't be back playing for the Steelers. My couple of things that were brought up though about the guy that was drafted to kind of to make smooth over his position. A lot of people, Mike, talking about IMAX not having a large college career. He didn't play a lot of games. He started playing a little bit later in his life, junior college, I do believe, only playing 31 games in college, 31 starts in college. But Mike, got to remember, Broderick Jones only played 19. He only played 19 games. So again, if we're okay with Broderick, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be okay with IMAX. Again, Broderick Jones playing 19, having 19 starts at Georgia, while IMAX having 31 starts in college. So
yeah, and you think so too. Like you said, he only played like a handful of years of organized football,
right.
And for him to be where he is at now, compared to Broderick Jones, compared to some of the other tackles that were drafted before him in this draft, his ability on the field is comparable or already further ahead. And those guys, you figure they've been playing football their entire lives for the most part. He's only been playing for a handful of years. So you have to think there's a shit ton of untapped potential in him. Like like you would think the sky's the limit for this guy.
Let's jump back up. Mark Malone says there's no damn way we put him at guard. Tyrone says, I agree, Ryan. Our offensive line is really very well built right now. And you know what? I agree with you, Ty. I'm just waiting for them to be cohesive together. For that offensive line to play together is one person, as some of these offensive lines do. Those great lines that protected Tom Brady for years. And just look at some of these great lines, like the Hogs back in the Washington Redskin days. Yeah. Once you kind of really gel and take over, that's what we're waiting for. So we're hoping that all those pieces are the right pieces. It seems good. I'm looking at the list of names like everybody else. So things are good, Mike. We just have to see it play out now in real time. That's why they play the game. We could write down on paper all day what we think is going to work. Yep. These five guys, they have to get it together because, again, at the end of the day, you got to figure out ways to beat Cleveland with that defense, Mike. They split last year, and that score was 13-6. We didn't score a single touchdown against Cleveland last year in that particular game. And then think about the game against Houston. You got to have a good offensive line. You have to have a good offensive line, especially if you're planning on doing any winning in January. You got to be able to block, and the offensive line is huge. And again, Mike, this is where Philadelphia started their whole. Look where Philadelphia is at now. These guys continue to win. They continue to win. I'm not. Listen, I never go on about Philadelphia. I just don't. I hate them. But you got to admit what they did was the right way to get it done.
Yeah, build up front, man. Build up front. It's where you win and lose, man. It's where you win and lose is in the trenches. Unless you have some like a great defense and a Ben Roethlisberger with Santonio Holmes and a Heath Miller and a Hines Ward to throw to.
Absolutely. Let's do Scoot along on the board here. I'm going to go to Ty. Ty says, okay, we did get that. Tortilla says they probably told the reporter they were moving a tackle to guard, and the reporter made it into something people can argue about. That sounds right. Let's go to Tortilla. He follows up by saying this. He says, if they move Troy to guard, I'm going to get Carson Beck surgery. What does that mean?
Get those eyes widened, baby.
The eyes widened. Mark Maloney needs to start game one. Dude says Broderick depth for this year. And the bad thing about that is, you know what? I don't want them to be depth because the chances are they're going to have to use them. This team's been dealing with injuries every year, Mike, of significance. Every single year we've had players down and out. So again, the chance of Broderick playing. I don't know. Just depends where you're at with Broderick. But If he's adept, that means there's a chance he could play. I don't think he's a Steeler much longer after this season. Like, I think this is the last hoorah for Rodgers.
Yeah, like I'm just worried, like, you know, like health wise, like is the dude even going to be able to play again in the future, let alone for the Steelers? Like that injury he has does not sound like a fun one to try and come back from.
Anything with the neck, it's never good. Let's go here to Cody. Cody says, put JPJ at guard. Lindsay says, Carson Beck surgery. Mark Malone, Gecko eyes could be useful. They could be. Let's go here to Ty says, put Hamster at left bench with Roman. Lindsay says, Roman wide receiver 1, Tyrone. Cody says, I think Porter's chopstick legs will hold up. Tyrone says, oh yeah, my bad. Right now, Roman wide receiver 1. Lindsay says, put some respect on his name, Tortilla. JPJ couldn't tackle a hamster. Mike, why don't you tackle the website? Tell everybody about that.
Head on over to the2dumyinzers.com. Oh, man, we got all of our social media links over there. We got breaking Steeler news happening all the time over there. I put the top stories of the day up there. My little commentary, links to the articles if you guys want to go read them. We talk about them on the show here. You want to get a little jump what we're talking about, check out the2dumyinzers.com. Got links to the merch stores over there if you want to buy some funny stuff. So check it out at the2dumyinzers.com.
Go check it out, everybody. www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumyinzers.com. It's like a whole new page. There's a facelift Mike put on the website. Go check it out, everybody. Very informative. And again, it looks like a whole different page, Mike. Great job on that. www.the2dumyinzers.com. It's time to get into some trivia for the day. Mike, you won the right back yesterday. I'm not going to drag it out. I'm not going to continue to harp on about it.
Let me close down the chat so I don't see any answers.
Okay. Why don't you turn the camera to look at the thing? Because at the end of the day, you could literally be saying anything. You could say my thing is closed, but it could be wide open. But anyway, I'm going to trust you today because today is Cinco de Mayo, Mike. So let's treat it right. Let's treat it accordingly. Let's get to trivia of the day. And I just want to say, Mike, the trivia question of the day has to do with Mexico. That's right. The trivia question of the day, Mike, has to do with Mexico.
I'll even close my eyes after you read the question.
All right. Question of the day. Here we go, Mike. Put on your sombrero. You're thinking sombrero. Everybody at home, put on your thinking sombrero as well as we get into the question of the day, guys. This is has to do with Mexico. Here we go. How many times have the Steelers played in Mexico City, pre or regular season? That's the question of the day, guys. How many times have the Steelers played in Mexico City? I'm talking preseason or regular. Take a minute to think that over, guys. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every day right here on the tube.
On El Tubo.
Yeah, how do you spell what is tube?
I have no idea.
Cody. Let's go here. El Rashad Mendenhall.
Good answer.
Let's go. While you're thinking, I'm going to grab a couple of these messages here. If I didn't miss any. Tortilla, best 14 we ever had. Mike the Goat. Tyrone says Roman's our best option. Lindsay. The guys, everybody's guessing. Cody says Bobby Brown. And I got to be honest with you, when he said Gary Coleman the other day, Mike, was I not laughing for a couple days after that?
Like, oh,
I don't know why.
God. Just randomly at the studio, you'd be like, Gary Coleman.
Bro, it was for some reason that it just hit me in the right spot. I went on about that Gary Coleman, and it was so stupid and so random and had nothing to do with anything. But I thought to myself, it was just so funny in so many different ways. So again, Cody, Bobby Brown today. Lindsay saying 4 games in Mexico City. Dos Tortilla saying 2. Tyrone is saying 2. Chrysophus also saying 2, guys. That is what they were saying, Mike, for the question of the day. How many times have the Steelers played in Mexico City, regular season or pre-season? Mike, what's your thought process? I'm seeing a lot of 2s on the board. However, Lindsay saying 4. Mike, what's your thought process?
I'm going with Dos. I for sure remember 1, and I think there's at least 1 more there. So I'm going to go with Dos.
All right, 2. Is that your final answer?
final answer.
All right, let me get you locked in. I have to get you locked in, otherwise it won't be official, Mike. There you go. You're locked in on a dose for you as well. I'm going to give a few more moments here. Take your time. If you have a guess, everybody, or if you want to take a guess, or if you think that you know it, do throw your answer up on the board as well. The question of the day is, how many times have the Steelers played in Mexico City, regular season or pre? Mike says 2. Christopher, Ty, Tortilla, they all say 2. Lindsay, 4. If you don't know, just take a guess, guys. Throw it up there. What else do we got to say while we're waiting on that? I don't know. I know that it's Cinco de Mayo, and I know I'm getting tacos today. That's the one certain for the day. I do know this. Mike, are you in line for Mexican food today?
You know what? I got to fight fire with something. With fire, it might help my system out. So yeah, I think it might be down for tacos.
It'll help you flush your system.
It might.
That's what you need. Tyrone says, here we go. Steelers with the Rockets. I love it, man. Always stepping up. Tyrone is. Dude is saying 4 as well, guys. Question of the day, tequila. Lindsay says tequila. Question of the day, of course, is this, guys. How many times have the Steelers played in Mexico City preseason or regular? Mexico City has a Pittsburgh Steelers. I saw that, and I freaking love it. I think that they should have one everywhere. It looks amazing. That Pittsburgh Steeler KFC. Of course, Mexico, a lot of Steeler fans, guys. So question of the day, how many times have the Steelers played in Mexico City? A lot of different answers on the board, guys. The question to the answer to the question, Mike, is this. It is, how many times the Steelers played in Mexico City? Mike says 2. 2, that is his guess. And that is incorrect.
Oh.
Mike, 1 time.
Ah.
1 time. It was in 2000. It was the game that you're thinking about, I'm sure, because I remember it as well. They told the Steelers, don't take anything of value with you. I can specifically remember the game was against the Colts. Mike, the answer to the question for the day, how many times have the Steelers played in Mexico City preseason or regular? The answer was 1. 1 time in the year 2000 against the Colts.
Damn, I thought they went back one more time.
I wouldn't have guessed 1. I would have said more than 1 as well, but that be the case. Here we go. Tyrone says, Lindsay, put the SIGs down. Tyrone also says this, I'll buy you a TJ Watt color rush, which I don't doubt that Lindsay probably already has. Big Watt fan, she may already have that. Lindsay says, shut it down. Shut it, Tyrone. Hold on, it's moving on me. Right here, Lindsay says, shut it, Tyrone, on my smoking break right now. Lindsay says, I'll buy it myself. Let's go here to Cody. It smells like laundry and fresh cut grass, but the food is good. Ty, worth a shot. Mark Malone, God, I can't believe it was that long ago. Jesus. Right? 26 years ago. And I specifically remember, I remember LaVon Kirkland being on the team. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, you're going to tell LaVon Kirkland not to bring anything of value? I want LaVon Kirkland to have my back. But I remember that was a thing. Roman Wilson, wide receiver 1. A few things before we do start getting ready to wrap up for the day. Bernard, wide receiver number 5. Ty, great show. Hey, we appreciate you as always, Tyrone, my friend. A few things, Mike, before we do get ready to start wrapping it up for today. Pittsburgh Pirates tonight. I know most Steeler fans in the house, Pirates are sometimes a push, but Mike, Pirates back in action tonight in Arizona, just adding to the celebration that is Cinco de Mayo. And who brought the Cinco de Mayo or the celebration today, Mike? Is there anybody that brings the Cinco de Mayo celebration like we do here on the Two Dum Yinzers? Is that even a thing anywhere else, Mike?
No. It's my jam for the day.
Damn straight.
But no one brings Cinco de Mayo celebrations like we do. We're the best at it.
That's right. I'm the Mexican whisperer. I'm telling you. You make fun. You laugh. You jaw me. But at the end of the day, I am the Mexican. I'm
I
the
know
Mexican whisperer.
I've seen you whisper stuff in Cody's ear.
Ja, 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 ja. Tyrone says this, LeBron, the GOAT, plays today. That's right. The NBA still got a thing going on, Mike. I know the Knicks and the Sixers, more up in our region of the country, is a series right now. So that's all going on for sure. Cody says this, I work in the oil field where we celebrate Sinkhole de Mayo.
Hey, that pothole de Mayo here.
Yeah, you ain't kidding, baby. Pothole de Mayo. If you are going to check out the Pirates, even if you're not, take the edge off today with a little bit of Duquesne Pilsner. Mike, Duquesne Pilsner, delicious beer. The people there, they do us tons of favors as far as promoting us, and we couldn't be thankful enough. Mike, grab yourself some Duquesne Pilsner, now available in 6 and 12 packs at the Eagle, and also in cases wherever cases are sold. We always have it here on tap, Mike, for every occasion. I know I'm going to have me some tonight with the late start, 9:45 for the Buccos down in Arizona tonight. So I'm going to be cracking into the Duquesne Pilsner tonight, Mike, made right here in Pittsburgh. And it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Cody said, okay, we got that. Tortilla, I'm celebrating Drano de Mayo right now. That's usually where it turns to. Grab a Duke. That's right, big dog. Let's see what else do we got going on, guys. Check out the people at Duquesne Pilsner on their Facebook or anywhere on the internet for that matter, guys. Duquesne Pilsner, great people. If you don't drink, stop by and show them some love on their social media. They'll certainly appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. I also do want to say you can check us out on the social media as well. We are everywhere. We're on Facebook. We are on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Swing by, check us out, hit the follow button, keep up with what's going on with the two Dum Yinzers day by day. And if you haven't had a chance yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like button, hit the sub, the share, the comment, all that kind of stuff. Whatever you decide to do, guys, we appreciate it all. Thank you so much. Michael, your thoughts on today's show? Cinco de Mayo, baby. It's all about being festive and fiestaing and all about those fun things. Mike, your thoughts today's show, Cinco de Mayo.
Tortilla, please do not celebrate Drano de Mayo. Well, actually, you might have to since you are putting mayo in the sink. But no, the whole Aaron Rodgers thing, if he's here, cool. If he's not here, I think that might be even better for the team in the long run. Let's see what Will Howard has. Let's see what Drew Allar has. Let those guys get a ton of work in and have a three-way competition for the starting spot. I'm all for that. And talking about the offensive line, I like where we're at right now. And like we're saying, man, Fatano being that chess piece that we can move around depending on how other people are performing, I think that's great. I think we have the makings of a top 10 offensive line.
I think it's pretty good as well, so we will see. Somber says siesta is better than fiesta, and I agree. I'm always ready for a nice siesta. Maybe even a siesta today after the show. We will see. But it's also Tacos Tuesday, and it's also Cinco de Mayo. So who knows? Who knows if the siesta is going to come sooner or later? But I heard this. Am I wrong? I heard that in Mexico, some workplaces actually have siesta time where people actually stop and nap during the workday. Is this a thing in Mexico? If anybody could tell me, I've always heard this. And just seeing the word siesta just sparked it in my mind. Are there places in Mexico that have siesta hour? I've heard this. I don't know how true it is. Maybe somebody could fill me in. Let me know if this is true. Tortilla, you guys are the goats. You, Ty, everybody. Thank you so much, guys. Cody says, no, that's not a thing. So somebody lied to me. It had to be a white person. I don't know. I'm just going to go with that. Tyrone says we was ranked 7th last year offensive line wise. And we improved Somber. I think it was a thing a long time ago. Okay. So the white man didn't lie to me entirely.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. What else? We will be back tomorrow at our regular time to get into all the new up-to-date Steeler information and scoop, guys, as we continue to follow this Aaron Rodgers quarterback trail, seeing what it is our Steelers are going to do under center this year. But we do know this, guys, Friday, just 3 more days, we do have rookie camp starting. We also have 2 weeks from yesterday, OTA starting. And again, June 2nd, mandatory mini camp, which again is less than a month away, guys. So we're not that far off. I think we're all going to make it, Mike. I think I think we're all going to make it.
I think so too. It like you said, man, it's right around the corner. Pretty soon, man. Pads are going to be a popping, helmets a cracking. I can't wait for that shit.
Christopher says this: tacos, burritos, chimichangas, fajitas, and Corona beer. That's right, baby. Christopher says what's going on. He is in South Florida. He's in South Florida. Let's go to Cody. Cody says Mexicans work for 15 cents an hour in Mexico. Also, here, Mark Malone, Mexican neighbors fucking with Ryan. Probably not Mike though, because Mike is like this with the Mexican neighbors. He really is. Pacifico beer, Mark Malone. Let's see, guys. Am I forgetting anything? I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the board. You guys are the lifeblood. You're amazing. You always make a difference and keep the show interesting. Thank you to the Terrible Board. As always, much love and respect for the Terrible Board and everybody at home as well. Maybe you're watching or listening at the gym, in the car, at work, maybe sitting in the stall at work, taking a load off. We thank you too. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. Not much going on by way of Pittsburgh sports today. That changes, though, as the week goes on. We will start to see more of our teams getting back in action. But tonight, it is just the Buccos. Bubba Chandler on the hill at a 9:40 start for against the Arizona Diamondbacks in Arizona. But then again, we will also be trying to scrape and figure out what the hell is going on with the Steelers, what we're going to look like next year, what's going on with the quarterback situation. We'll be taking these next 20 hours to dig through all that information and make sure we scrape up some good stuff for tomorrow, for Hump Day. Other than that, Mike, and I'm like, listen, I was going to hit the Titty Tuesday button, but I'm not going to. This is Cinco de Mayo.
It is Cinco de Mayo.
So there you go.
We'll put some respect on Cinco de Mayo. We're not gonna
cheapen.
Yeah, we're not gonna cheapen this holiday any more than we already have.
Well, wait a minute. How do you say titty in Spanish?
La tatas.
La tatas. Is that true? Where's my Mexican friend? Cody, is that true? Is it la tatas? Somber says +4. The siesta originated from the Roman Empire and was heavily popularized in Spain. Tata, there you go. It's Tata Tuesday. Let me finish with the word derived from the Latin hora sexta, the 6th hour meaning midday, traditionally interesting. And he follows up by saying it was a practical rural agricultural practice to avoid working during the hottest, most intense hours of the day. I'm all for that. Thank you, though, Somber. Very informative, and also I've always wondered about that. So thank you, Somber Tata, Spanish, not Mexican. Somber, correct, the Mundo guys. I think that is everything. I think it's everything. I don't want this Cinco de Mayo to end. Like, the celebration was fun. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us, enjoying Cinco de Mayo. Mike, I guess I should do this just for the sake of it, if it'll let me. And it may not, for whatever reason, Mike. It's always the stuff that would be so well timed out.
Yes,
it is. Give me a problem with this damn board.
It hates you like Cody hates me, or like how I hate Cody. So it fits with the theme of the show.
There we go. I feel like what are them things? Those the bulls, the Salvadors. Is that what they're called?
Salvador Dali.
What's the hell the guys with the
Matador?
Matador. Yeah. Let's go on to back on the board. Tata. Cody says, in American, we speak Mexican. That's exactly. That's what I always thought. I'm just trying to keep it correct. Cody says, I don't hate you. Laugh my ass off. I just talk shit. Absolutely, baby. That's what it's all about. Ball busting. Guys, again, I want to say thank you so much for coming and hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow. There's some Moroccos also Somber has on the Terrible Board. So, guys, enjoy your Taco Tuesday and Cinco de Mayo. Cody, I don't know. What do you say? Happy Cinco de Mayo. There you go, Cody. Mike, anything else before we take off?
I got nothing.
All right. Thank you so much. We'll be back at our regular time tomorrow to get into so much Steelers stuff. Aliquippa rules. That's right, Tortilla. No two ways about that. Hall of Fame high is what they're calling themselves now down there. We'll be back tomorrow at our regular time. Do it all over again. I hope that everybody has a great day. Stay safe. Don't eat that worm if you don't have to. With your Tequila. Thank you so much. I think I missed out. I want to say thank you. Bye to Lindsay, Somber, everybody that did say bye as well. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great day. Stay safe. Remember, keep it Mexican. Today is all about Cinco de Mayo. For everybody here at the show, for L Finch, for L Derpy, for LRB, for L Chop, for L Mike, for L Me, and L the Two Dum Yinzers Show. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Have a safe day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.